I hope you're all ready for the news. The year is 2003. I do not exist. I do not exist. Oh, you might have seen a black screen there for a second, but it's nothing to fear and nothing to fret. I am here, and happy Pride last month. Hi, I'm Chris. I'm Vangelus, and we're streaming the news today. How's everyone doing? Who all's in here? I see JT Elm. I see Archer Monster. I see Archer Monster with the hype. Let's do this. LogosMinor and X Sword Stone X. The Omega stream is activated. I also see an Axsmith in here, but I also hear an Axsmith in here.
Yeah, hi.
Whoa, whoa. Hey, how you doing, Aaron?
Doing all right. Got myself a beverage and an adult beverage so that we can go back 21 years or so and remember some history.
Yeah, I mean, 21 years ago, we were all like, we just got our new Unicron figure, and then today I'm like, I just got my new Unicron board game card. It's fully redacted still. I can't unredact it. He's too pornographic. I just picked up the deck builder game Unicron expansion. I pre-ordered it last night at my local LGS, and then the pre-order was like, hey, it's here today. So now I'm only missing Bonus Pack 5 and Bonus Pack 7. Bonus Pack 5, I guess, just stopped existing again. So
yeah, I'm trying to remember where I stopped on those, because I'd only been snagging them at Gen Con, and they've continued to pump them out. So
when you're at Gen Con, if they have bonus packs 5 and 7,
yeah,
just maybe. But at Gen Con they always tie them. They're like, no, you have to buy the whole thing. Hopefully they change that.
no, they have had the like other packs before.
Okay.
But it was like, if you bought set 8, you got bonus pack 8. Here you go. Thanks for buying.
Okay. Because something happened with bonus pack 5. It had a restock, but only for about an hour. And then
so they there was one of them that at Gen Con even they were like, yeah, we're sorry, but these never even showed up for us. So keep a look on the website.
Yeah, try and
like,
Scorp X7 saying, will we get to 2004? Also says bonus pack 5 is War on Cybertron. Yes, the War on Cybertron bonus pack shipped late to pre-orders and has barely been on the website. It's the only one that hasn't restocked, and when it was on the website, I put it in the cart thinking, well, the shipping will be like $15, but whatever. The shipping was like, what did I say it was? Because I was expecting one thing and it was even more. It was like $40 or something, and I was like, I can't. I went to the Renegade Discord. A fellow Canadian tried to tell me that's normal, and I was like, dog, I don't have the patience for this.
Well, you see, they courier them to the Canadian customer.
He tried to tell me shipping in Canada, within Canada, is that expensive, and maybe it's because I live in a remote town, and I'm like, dog,
yes,
I live
Toronto.
I live in downtown Toronto, not even outskirt Toronto. I'm downtown Toronto. You can't try to tell me that. Anyway, I know it's like I could print and play bootlegs of all those cards. I just want the real ones. Yeah, we're here to do some of the news. Let me pop over to browser feature where we're all set up. I saw Archer Monster in here. This reminds me. Let me just pop this open. This is relevant. Me and Aaron recorded a convention prep podcast tomorrow. Stay tuned for that real soon. During that, we said can't wait for the schedule to go up. Anyway, the TFCon schedule I think has gone up now.
It did go up. Yeah,
it's still up. Hooray. Less important. Why can't I scroll up and down? Here we go. Is my scroll wheel dead? Here it is. It's back. This mouse is... I need to get rid of this mouse. At 7 p.m. is my Maintaining Joy in Collecting panel, so please come by if you're there on Friday at 7 p.m. But on Sunday...
Get yourself a good spot up front for the charity auction.
Exactly. Hang out, because I'm the one right before the charity auction. Right after mine, we've got a memorial for Bryce Rutledge. Super sad, but I'm glad to see a memorial in there. Bryce was a very big TFCon regular. Then there's a Make-A-Wish auction right afterwards. On Sunday, now here's the thing. At Sunday, at noon, there's a Q&A with Aaron Archer. And right after that, a panel with me and Aaron, talking about these streams. So that's like a 1-2 punch of Orson's world, technically. It would be very cool if Aaron Archer hung around after his panel too. I'm just putting. Yeah. I know Archer Monster's in here, and Archer Monster's got the through line to Aaron Archer. Sometimes I heard it's like a Peter Parker Spider-Man thing, but that would be kind of. I think Aaron Archer might enjoy our panel at least at one point.
If nothing else, to heckle us.
Well, there's gonna be an Orson's World slide. I think Aaron Archer should be there to defend himself when we editorialize the Orson's World editorial voice. If you're coming to TFCon Toronto, I hope you have fun at that panel. It's not going to be one of these news dives. We're not going to make one exclusive to the show, but it's going to be a panel about this experience, and it will be on YouTube afterwards, barring any disasters. So, if you're not at TFCon, you will see the panel anyway if you want to. Aaron, let's get going here. We're on September 4th, 2003, with the binary tech story. Because this is before, I think this is still before Binal Tech came out.
They released, because we're still saying binary tech / alternators, or parentheses alternators.
Yeah, we were just messing up those katakana something fierce. Because the katakana was binaru teku, right? It wasn't even binary. It was, we're like, well, binal isn't anything. Remy... Again, RIP. For those who haven't been to these streams before, I'll do the quick rundown. We are skipping past some news items. Anything with Hard Hero statues, anything about Armada TV listings, or the Micron Densetsu DVDs is kind of the same stuff over and over again. Also, anything about screen caps, those are gone. And that was a thing of the era of how to bring in site traffic. So I'll probably mention it now and then, but we're not going to focus in on those. Pee-pee poo-poo, hacker voice, I'm in. I also got the Primo 100 here saying hello to fellow humans. So we're going to probably glaze past some of those. Also, there is a lot of link rot. So, for instance, Remy here from TF KenCon. That site doesn't exist anymore. But if you were there in 03, TF KenCon was a major news source. It was a very regular visitation for online Transformers fans. So that's to set some of the background of this. We do glaze past a few things because I didn't at first, and that's why it's taken 4 streams, and we're still in September 2003, having started in February 2003. So this is saying the story. The G1 Cybertron are deactivated due to an unknown accident. Rescued by humans, they're rebuilt by car companies on Earth. The first to be resurrected is Smokescreen, who's rebuilt by Fuji Heavy Industry. Now the new battles begin. This is so cute given what Vinyl Tech actually became.
Yeah.
Like,
if only we knew.
Oh, it's going to be some cute story where they're all turned into cars. We had no idea. Family Guy was around in 03. I forgot.
Yeah. None of them will die.
So Cartoon Network is airing the episode When You Wish Upon a Weinstein. What a title in 2024.
Like it was maybe an open secret then.
Adult Swim was around back then. So this episode was famous for never being aired and having a cameo from Optimus Prime. I don't remember any of this. LogosMinor calling out the next item. First sighting of Yellow Splendid Convoy and the Ultra Magnus no one remembers. That's correct. In September 4th, 03.
Yeah, this wouldn't have been actually Splendid Convoy yet because that character stuff came along a lot later. This was just Sam's Club. I don't know, it's yellow. And I remember seeing them at Sam's Club and being like, yeah, those are yellow.
Back then, I believe people were going nuts trying to have the clever nickname for Yellow Fire Convoy. There were 2 camps, I remember. There were people who tried to really ride Mustard, and then there were people who tried to do Piss Magnus too. And the Piss Magnus people were really kind of like, dog, it doesn't work when it's solid yellow. The Magnus was crystal yellow. That's what made the...
If your urine is solid yellow, please see a doctor.
If your urine is opaque bright yellow, I actually think you might be dead. That just might be pus. Also found in New Jersey, oddly enough. We also have some more from the text chat here. Joel Adler saying, I was 7 in 2003, and my life was absorbed by Bionicle, so this is going to be hilarious. I think that, I don't want to call anyone. I know that we had at least one person confirm that at some point in 2003 they did not yet exist. So,
yeah,
we've definitely got that happening.
We've had one of those come along, so.
And all respect, because I think that makes this even more magical. And this is genuinely probably the only year that that's ever going to happen with this feature. We got Built to Rule pre-orders, the Transformers movie being shown in Austin, Texas. That used to be a big thing, too. Like, the Alamo Draft House was doing it? Wow.
Back when the Alamo Draft House was where the Alamo was.
Back when the Alamo Draft House didn't get bought and ruined, if I recall the headlines correctly. That was like a really recent thing, I think.
Yeah.
That's a, sobering thing. You may remember hearing of Alamo's previous showing in February. They showed it twice that year. I wonder who... That must have been someone working there who was just like, I love the Transformers movie.
Yeah. Hey, we've got some midweek time and we still have the film reels. Let's just fire it up.
Yeah. Well, and this was also in spitting distance of the 20th anniversary of the Transformers in general. So we weren't there yet, which is what makes it even funnier that we're doing this like during the 40th.
Yeah.
Hang on, I had to readjust that a little bit. Dynamo Dave, D. Rice Raid, hello, welcome to the future. Aaron, I think we are at our first Orson's World. So why don't you be Aaron first, and I'll read you the questions.
Okay, I, Aaron, shall be Aaron.
Aaron today will be playing the part of Aaron. I'll do these. I'll do one and then you answer. I'll do two you and then it makes more sense. One, the main line after Energon that you have spoken about. Will it be more collector friendly? Hasbro is using this approach with G.I. Joe for 2004, so I was wondering if your team would do this as well, i.e. pleasing both kids and collectors in their main 3 3/4 inch line.
We probably err on the side of the kids since we have a play pattern, whereas G.I. Joe has none.
Jesus.
As I have said many times, I try to make good toys for kids that can be interesting to older fans.
This is a wild question to read now, having watched the journey G.I. Joe went on.
Yeah.
Also, G.I. Joe has none is brutal. I'm sure that wasn't meant to read brutal, but, like, holy moly.
Yeah.
2. I am thinking about getting Armada Jetfire. Jetfire is returning in Energon. Since you designed both, which one do you think I should get? I love fighter jets.
Jetfire and Energon is unique.
3. Do you like Energon Megatron better than your favorite Armada Megatron?
Yes, mostly.
Why would he say no?
Yeah.
Next question. Was just wondering if there was a specific reason for Hasbro's jumping around the order of release on the TRU G1 reissues. For example, why Red Alert and Hoist from 1985 when the same mold, Sideswipe, and Trailbreaker in 1984 could have been put out instead, to keep with the rest of the 84 issues. They are much more popular characters. I'm not complaining, I'm just curious, as Takara seems to have jumped the gun as well and not finished with the 1984 issues. And I've gotten quite worried that we may not see some of the best G1 molds, Wheeljack, Hound, Mirage, or Sunstreak. Oh, Jesus. We didn't know yet. Okay.
Yeah. We do not think of them in terms of release year at all. We decide based on color, form, scale. The other G1 items have not been released by Takara, and as I know, there are no plans to. The molds could be gone on those as well. I don't know. We follow Takara's lead on G1, and we do not always know what they are working on.
I wonder if this was how we started to learn that, like, Wheeljack and Sunstreaker might be gone.
Yeah, that there were molds that were just gone.
Because those two, I always remember, were, like, the names where we went, like, they're gone?
Yeah.
Like those
how do you lose this quintessential toy?
And as Joel Adler says, Sunstreaker is boat ballast.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who weren't here in a previous stream, we learned there's a good chance that there actually may be some lost molds out there as boat ballast somewhere in the shipping industry.
Also, I always love I'm not complaining, but here's my complaints.
I'm not complaining. You just screwed up. And why?
Yeah. I personally would have done it the better way. But, like, you can do you, I guess, if you want to fail.
Yeah, if you want to do this wrong, I did not remember. I think I don't remember the order being weird repaint. Like, I thought this Sideswipe did come out before Red Alert, but I mean, clearly this is a person from the year, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, new in-package pictures of G-Axis and Megabolt. Those weren't out yet. That's the orange G-Axis, the KB exclusive. We got 1 month till the end of pre-registration for CyberCon Expo. There's nothing feature-wise in here. Free posters, free litho. It's the Radisson. Is Radisson still a hotel chain? I know the name, but they're one where I'm starting to go, like, did they get subsumed? While we think about that, hey, was this the same date? Hang on.
Radisson still shows up as a hotel that could be booked at places. So
Okay.
Yes,
They have survived.
Now, if it's the same Radisson as this Radisson, who knows?
I'm making the ham motion with my hand at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Robo Lore Keeper also says, I think so. Aaron, I just realized I should probably at least let you be able to see what my body is doing. So I'm going to just pipe. I'm going to pipe my... Oh, no, wait. We're not in a call. Never mind. Just look at me in the...
Yeah, I can see you in the YouTube window. You're just like 5 or 6 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Behind us. Is where everybody else lives. So,
yeah.
Hello, future people.
We're very efficient time travelers.
Yeah.
So we actually have a part 2 Orson's World for that same day. So Aaron, I'll take the Aaron role this time if you want to be
it's
everyone
the same
who's there.
day.
Yeah.
Fine. fine.
Listen, sometimes you're a different person afternoon, after you have lunch.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. If you have to like skip lunch, or you ever take your lunch to work and then somebody else eats it because they're a jerk, and then you're just angry and hangry all day. Yeah.
So I used to take lunch whenever I had a job where I would be taking lunch. I'd keep it in my bag because I was afraid someone would take it.
All right. Orson dropped by for a late afternoon post. What did he say? Why not click here yourself? But you can't. You said before that you designed Armada and Rid, and that you were design TFs around the tail end of Beast Wars. So what were you doing in between Beast Wars and Rid/Armada? Did you work on the Beast machines or scrapped Transtech line?
No, I didn't. I was working on SW, Star Wars, and JP3, Jurassic Park 3.
Christ, that's forever ago too, isn't it?
This is before the Jurassic World era even existed.
Yeah. All right. I was curious about a couple of things regarding molds. First of all, what factors warrant a mold change? Secondly, could you briefly describe the process a mold goes through when it needs to be altered?
That is corporate private info. I will not discuss here. Maybe OTFCC.
I guess Aaron wouldn't have called it by the other name at this point in time. It's a history dig for other people that may have heard earlier episodes. I've not imbibed that much bourbon yet. Are there going to be more toys in Energon that have the same level of reasonable articulation as Energon Starscream or higher? Will they be in the majority or minority?
As I have said before, each is a case-by-case basis. I would say that the articulation, in general, is better in Energon than it was in Armada. That might not be to your preferred level of articulation, but it is more.
Hi. First of all, I would like to know if there are any plans of Hasbro reissue to the Conehead brothers. Dirge Ramjet, my personal favorite thrust.
One is coming soon. Ellipses. I need to check something quickly on that last Orson's World. Okay. So, they were posted the same day. One of them bolds the Orson answers, the other one bolds the questions.
Yeah, one was done by Kickback and one was done by Joe Moore. This is before things like style guides.
I twitched when I looked at this one because I'm just like, why? Anyway, we're on to a new page. We are still in the 4000s era of news pages, by the way, in case anyone wants to try to find where we are.
Yeah. 4460 is the current page count for anybody playing at home, or it'd have to be right now because
it will change.
The TFW's pages work, new things get appended to the top of the pile, and then that just pushes everything further down.
Yeah. We keep having to kind of do a sort of a micro excavation before each one of these, depending how much news came out in between. We got folks in here. Let's see. We got people talking about JP3. Holy moly. D. Riceford saying, all this happened while I was in secondary school on my third high school year. No access to computers or the internet yet. Hey, you know what? Maybe for the better. Simeon Scott, apologizing for tardiness, wants to contribute to the collective psychic damage. I just bought a loose Energon Rodimus for $30 from my local vintage shop. That's a toy I first had when I was 7 in 2004. I am now 27. Welcome to the future.
Okay, there's a QR code up there by Chris's head. You need to scan that, and then go to Team Page, and then go to Aaron Smith, and then donate some money there to make up for the psychic damage.
Yeah. We got to get Aaron to his gold medal. It's important. Scorepick 7, so we can't save our page between streams. Correct. That's something I learned between the first two streams. When I thought, oh, I'll just bookmark where I was. You can't.
Yeah.
Anyway, Transformers Armada Optimus Prime flashlight keychain was just listed on eBay from Basic Fun Collectibles. I have that flashlight somewhere in BC. I remember that flashlight.
Link rot.
Fully link rotted. All right, excellent. The UK Season 2 DVD box art, so that's still new. We got us an Orson's World. I'll ask the questions.
See, this is the Joe Moore one, so it's Aaron is bolded.
Were Joe and Chris just having like either an in-joke or a spat? Like
I don't know. Again, no style guide of any sort.
Orson's World has been updated again today. Orson gives some new info on the Energon storyline. Click here, you can't, for all of the info. Question, what role do the Minicons play in the Energon series? The Autobots, sorry, the A and Ds won't be after them all the time like in Armada, will they?
The Minicons will just be there. They're no longer the focus. I suppose they'll boost up the power of larger bots from time to time, but that is not the focus of Energon.
Is Energon in the series... Is the Energon in the series, like from Beast Wars, and Omnicons and Terrorcons can handle it in robot mode, or like from G1, where it is made and handled?
It is like oil, a reserve in the ground that needs to be mined or dug up. The Omni/Terror guys can process it into usable weapons/tools for the larger bots. Cool gimmick. I still think that's better than most of the weaponizers.
It's a bummer that it literally kind of was the gimmick for the first year of Legacy, but in a really understated way.
Yeah.
Overly understated. To the point where no one noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last one. Question. Are the Omnicons used as Minicons a lot, or just once in a while? Do Omnicons and Minicons still give the characters power boosts, or not?
The Omnicons are not used by the bigger bots. They are Autobots with a special skill that lets them process Energon. The only boost comes from the larger bots using their Energon-made weapons.
And a new question. I'm right in thinking that we will never get a full plastic version of 20th Anniversary Prime, right?
We have no current plans for a plastic version.
Was there ever a plastic version?
I don't think so. Like, you needed
Yeah.
die cast in his legs to keep mass where it needs to go.
Instead, we just had diecast in the domestic release, I think, if I remember right. So that solved it.
Yeah, because switching from plastic to die-cast, you'd have to make all new molds.
Yeah.
And I don't think that for the 20th Anniversary Prime and starting the Masterpiece line, I don't think that was a thing that was necessarily in the cards, because as Archer Monster has said before, if he's still hiding in chat, like, that was kind of a one-off thing, not a locked-in thing at the time.
Simeon Scott, by the way, says he threw you $9. So,
thank you, sir.
And yeah, the Conehead from the day's question before, I got 3 days before, I assume is the G1 Dirge that was now found in Toys R Us computers in Canada.
Maybe if you'd waited a couple of days for your question.
Hey, Transformers Network not dead at all. How things can change so quickly. Thanks to a server space donation from Collectible Kingdom, Transformers Network will be up and running for some time to come. Are they still up and running?
No.
Oh.
No, they are no longer up and running.
Well, Collectible Kingdom, are they still up and running?
Come on, Collectible Kingdom, falling through on us 20 years later.
Is Collectible Kingdom still up?
Oh, I didn't hit that one. I just hit the other. Hold on.
The story has one of two. Okay, they're gone too. Collectible Kingdom gave up what little they had for Transformers Network, but it just wasn't enough for the March of Time. They were both consumed. We got our pictures of Universe, Inferno, and Ratchet. I actually can't remember what molds they used for those.
Oh boy.
I mean,
I can't either.
We can wiki dive later, but if someone can remind me what molds those works, I can't remember who Universe, Inferno, and Ratchet were. Like, I can't remember. I have this vague memory of maybe Armada Red Alert, but I don't think it was. We got an update to the Micron Legends website, Micron Legends series update. They were Mach Alert they were Mach Alert and Wild Ride. They were the Car Robot brothers.
Okay.
Redone. I remember those now. Medical X-Brawn. Safety Wild Ride. Yeah, they were the Car Robot, Car Brothers recolors. That's right. Thank you, LogosMinor, for looking that up. Smokescreen also getting the reissue alongside Dirge. Mecha X interview with Pat Lee Part 2. Did we find this interview last time?
Oh, I
I know we tried when we found the part. I remember Mecha X, but I can't remember if that was link rotted.
it's showing up as dead.
Damn. I want
And Simeon, you donated to Vangelus, not to me. Gosh darn it, you got him further in the lead. What the heck?
Oh yeah, we didn't. Oh, you know what, Aaron? You said the QR code above my head.
Yes, and I said then go to team and then go to Aaron Smith.
Right.
You lose even more points for failing to follow the instructions.
Let me make it up to you. Let me make it up to you, Aaron. We'll just turn that off. Let's turn that QR code off for a little bit.
No, it's okay. It's a donation that helps the kids. It's all right.
It's fine.
You're just going to be shamed eternally in this VOD, so you know.
No, I can highlight it just like I highlighted non-S donation. We'll just make it. We'll pedestal it all the same. So yeah, I'm scrolling down the bottom. I'm going to the next page. Aaron's gonna have a good time at TFCon because Aaron has actual physical rewards to jingle in front of people's faces and tap my phone and I give dice.
Yep. I will if you find me at TFCon and you make a significant donation, more than a couple bucks, I will have some of my Andy Ruse Gaming Gang D6s to shake at you.
They're very nice D6s.
Yes, they are Chessex D6s. I've had people get very excited that I had dice that matched their normal dice, and then they wanted to make excess donations to get more dice so that they would have more clicky-clacky math rocks.
Oh, Joel Adler says Wayback can get that Pat Lee interview. And the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Wait. What? Is that a different account, or did you change it? Oh, I'm going to be there Friday.
Message retracted.
Oh.
Somebody forgot their multi-login.
It's fine. I've done that before. Other Aaron, if you're going to be there Friday, then hell yeah. We're both... Aaron here is arriving on, like, Wednesday. So...
Yep. I'll be in Wednesday afternoon, customs willing.
Yeah, so we'll be there. I'm checking in on Friday myself, so we'll all be there. We should connect. We should connect. Like pals. This is friendship. And speaking of, we got an. I realized while I was doing this, I'm like, it just looks like I'm flipping off the camera. 'Cause
yeah.
That's not connection. That's anti-connection. So we should connect ourselves together.
Oh, all right. See, Joe keeps himself consistent.
Yeah.
Orson's World has been updated today. This is, again, no, I guess the last one was the 8th, so this is the 9th. Orson gives some small info about what lies beyond Transformers Energon, some Masterpiece Prime tidbits, and more. Click here for all the info, and you can't. 1. There has been a bit of debate over whether, Masterpiece Prime is a toy to be played with or just to be put on display. What are your views on it? Is it good for light play, open parentheses, not smashing against other Transformers or being rolled through the sandbox, close parentheses, or should it simply be posed and kept on the shelf? How much can this thing take?
It is a full playable toy. It passes all the same requirements we have for any item. It has an above-average transformation process. Ooh, he's a transformation. This is before the days of Convert.
Yes. Hey. 2. Even though there is so much coming with Masterpiece Prime already, is there a possibility we might see any other small extras? Something I thought might be a neat bonus would be a sort of cross-promotion sample book containing Optimus Prime's bio pages from Dreamwaves More Than Meets the Eye books. But mostly I'm just curious as to whether we can expect to see anything else included that we haven't seen yet. Not necessarily part of the toy proper, like the Energy, Axe, or Megatron.
Working that out now. You have seen all the plastic parts. Also, the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer says, that smack talker Orson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, TF Reviewer, I do not have a Needle Nose review up because I never found Needle Nose. So, I don't have one up, no.
3. When the G1 movie comes out, do you expect Hasbro to supplement it through the toys somehow? I.e. putting whatever the current line is on hold for movie-based toys, releasing an an additional line with toys based on the movie, will it simply be considered a separate entity of sorts? Simply. Not unlike Dreamwaves Generation 1 material. I know that nothing is planned yet, but you've been in the business for a while, and I figure you know the trends. Do you expect anything major to happen on your end of things, even if you aren't sure what? This is asking purely for your opinion.
The G1 movie.
Yeah.
If the movie is supported by toys, it will be another added segment to the line. It will not change our kid-targeted mainline plans.
Yeah. Are you going to sell toys in your major toy franchise? If so, why?
This is why. So, in case, again, if people weren't here for any previous streams, the first live-action movie news was in 2003, and it made it sound like it's the G1 movie. That's where this perspective is coming from.
Another later one that we got is of the prospective directors, Michael Bay is out of the running. He's not going to be doing these movies. He's got other more important things to do.
Absolutely not in the running. Of all the potential directors, Michael Bay specifically has been removed from the equation in 2003.
Yes. Number 4. If I recall correctly, I do seem to recall seeing it, but I couldn't find the post. You've said that Armada is basically the new continuity, starting with Armada and being followed with Energon. You've also, again, if I remember correctly, said that you've begun work on the early stages of the line after Energon. Should we expect a continuation of this new continuity, a separate new continuity, or is it just too early to say anything? And sorry if I made a mistake in what you said about such things.
The new continuity will continue after Energon. I don't know if it will be 3 days after Energon or 50 years, but it will continue. It will keep going on the same timeline. Aside, I'm curious if this was before or after the slight regional production split of sorts started happening with Cybertron and Galaxy Force. Because I'm not sure if we're there yet in the timeline behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because just for those who don't know, as it was explained at least in BotCon panels, Galaxy Force / Cybertron was always meant to be like Energon was to Armada, but on the Japan media end, that was not entirely what was happening, and it led to the interesting, let's say, kind of stepped existence between Cybertron and Galaxy Force. And I'm not sure where this would have been at yet, but...
Alright. With its success, did you, and Hasbro, decide to continue it with Energon and therefore need to rework a possible ending to Armada to make it more suitable for a jump to Energon? I'm curious because of the delay between the last American aired episode and the upcoming... I saw the Canadian airings, and the story and the animation all seems a bit before prompting my question. Hope all my long-windedness can be understood. Adios.
I, Orson...
I had a hard time following it.
I, Orson, can't believe you watched the Canadian... Aaron, that's not what it says. I'm role-playing. No rework. We just kept pushing for better episodes. Any delay was an effort to make the Unicron battles a bigger deal once kids came back to school rather than having reruns all fall and winter. By the way, the episodes have been done for a couple of months.
I was just wondering if the basic outline for each one would be Omnicons equal make energy melee weapons and Terracons equal make energy gun weapons, or if it will be mixed up where some Terracons could make other melee weapons while some Omnicons will make guns. Sorry, make guns?
Mixed. Yeah, this is interesting, because, Joel Adler makes a very good point. Galaxy Force in mid-2003 would have been in, like, pre-production. The toys, I think, it launched in 05, right? So the toys might have been starting to get designed at this point. Because this would be the 2-year cycle that we always heard about. Mm-hmm. That doesn't necessarily mean the show was, though, and... Yeah, they're basically... I don't know how much of it ended up being committed to actual internet text, but it was always my understanding from a number of BotCon panels that Galaxy Force, specifically as a show, did not follow the original intent to a certain degree. And not in that they just ignored certain things, it's just that somewhere in the line of communication, Galaxy Force became its own continuity, while Cybertron was meant to be... the same continuity, but the animation was being done for a show that was not the same continuity, and that is what makes Galaxy Force sometimes a little bit harder to directly connect to Energon and Armada, outside of that ending sequence that didn't appear in Galaxy Force in the very last episode. Okay, Toy Armada with Aaron Archer says, we had to get the toys done prior to talking to show partners during Unicron Trilogy. Oh,
Okay.
dang. Yeah, so you had a lot of work to do before you even talked to them. That makes sense. But yeah, this also shows the original intent. The intent was, as I understood it at least, always that Cybertron would just be more of that continuity. And then between, I think, Galaxy Force's production not entirely following to plan and the, eruption of the 07 movie that led to the pseudo-filler line of classics in 06 and the Transformers animated series that, had its own sort of production ripple at first when it was a different show whose name I can't remember. But, the one where the pre-production sketches exist and have been seen, and they were before Derek Wyatt was involved. I can't remember its name now, but it hasn't. Epic, was it? Because I'm just seeing here Epic Heroes, but wasn't it called Transformers Heroes or Epic or something like that? I think it was Transformers Heroes.
Heroes seems more familiar.
Yeah, I'm shooting from the hip here, by the way. I don't have extra pages. I only have one monitor, so I can't have extra pages open. Okay, yeah, Simeon Scott's got it. Yeah, it was Transformers Heroes. Transformers Network redirection explosion. What was going on with Transformers Network? This feels like this was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, here, Aaron Archer's got something else here. There was never a commitment to have the same story in both markets. Takara Hasbro shared toy and animation budgets, but not story. Okay. Yeah, I just always remember there was like a vibe that like what Galaxy Force was not necessarily like. It's not like it wasn't what everyone wanted, but it's like it didn't play the same, or didn't play the same, or how it was hoped it would play, like coming after Energon, where Energon and Superlink like had such direct ties, visually, thematically, etc. New Micron Legend figures released. That's good. Stuff's in stock on Toys R Us Online. I forgot Toys R Us had a online as a capital O. Palisade statue. LogosMinor, it's like we're getting new Orson's World answers while looking at the vintage ones. Trippy. Yeah, that's why we want Aaron to be there for the panel, because I think that would be like such a beautiful, like, time nexus.
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool. All right, Micron Densetsu, Unicron box image. The interesting thing, there's a half blue, half red Micron logo next to the name. I wonder if that was us not knowing yet what some of the plot stuff was for Unicron. Boy, I love this. We are hitting Orson's World golden age here. This is yeah. Here we go. This one's from September 10. Orson gives us info on the final paint scheme at 20th Anniversary Prime, among other things. First question. The new Toy Fair mag out today has some very cool pictures of Anniversary Prime. He looks great on the whole, but the picture on the cover of the magazine has the vents on the front of Prime's helmet a bright yellow, while the pictures inside the magazine show the helmet a more natural solid blue Ology one. It's a small difference on a great toy, but I'm curious which version is the final color scheme.
No yellow on the head will be on the final.
Aaron Archer saying, I'm unleashed now. Will Energon Tidal Wave or Ultra Magnus have anyone else to connect to in the Energon line, or has that gimmick been lost in the transition from Armada to Energon? Will Energon Prime at least be able to tow Ultra Magnus around?
Not really. They're not a large part of Energon, if part at all. You will not see a ton of them out there because we want to focus on the core Energon feature concept, combo and hyperpower.
Why do the Energon Autobots appear to be kind of blocky and cartoony, while the Energon Decepticons look lean, dark, and gritty, with lots of exposed detailing and such? Is the overall appearance of the Autobots so different from the Decepticons because of the combining gimmick?
The combo feature requires a certain scale connector. I always try to have each side look different from the other. This helps everyone identify good from bad at a glance.
I just lost my... Here it is. Battle damage or no battle damage, or should I say wear and tear, for 20th anniversary Optimus Prime.
Battle damage from the start. These are hand-painted samples, so some of the bursts will look a little more harsh than the final will look. No yellow on the head. Because I said it already.
Is there going to be yellow on the... Question 1. Will Energon Starscream be painted in brighter, more primary G1 style colors, or will he be done in more muted colors, i.e. maroon instead of red, navy instead of royal blue, gray instead of white?
Darker muted tones.
Question 2. Will his ghost parts be clear or translucent green?
Smoked gray-green. Very dull, but one is able to see through the surface.
Aaron Archer saying, Autobots designed by Eric, Decepticons designed by Archer. He's answering his question again 21 years later.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I can edit front page stuff anymore.
Just kind of step on in there and go like, hey, we got an expansion to this answer now, actually.
Yeah.
When asked about naming problems... Oh, this is editorialized. When asked about naming problems with Transformers Universe Inferno and others...
I don't work on exclusives, so I don't know about the dinos. The packaging was sent out before I could see it on the Fire Chief car, and I am not going to redo an entire package for a name. This one really bugs me because it's meant to be Red Alert from G1, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I will try to have it be explained in the comic.
Updated. Oh, there's more questions. I know that you are the head designer for Transformers, and you have a lot of input into the toys, but how deeply are you involved in, say, the cartoon and the comics?
Baker. I review almost all licensed items. Video game, comic, head bobbers, t-shirts, etc. I am the overall Transformers brand design eyes on most things. Toys is only one part of my job. The cartoon I do a ton up front as a backbone, and that is used as a guide for the series. I comment on character turns and color, as well as new character designs needed for the show early on too, but I don't make comments on scripts, effects, or dialogue.
Smash Gamer, hello. We're reading the head of Transformers who was posting on a message board in the year 2003. That same head of Transformers may now be lingering somewhere in the text chat, possibly commenting on the answers that he gave 21 years ago, or not, and or our editorializing of his intended tonal text use. So that's what's up. So technically this is a Hasbro employee that we're reading, but he is currently not a Hasbro employee because a lot of time passed since then.
Almost like 21 years.
Almost like 21 years, yes. While I haven't posted a question in quite some time, I must say that everything has been fantastic for fans as well as newcomers. Thanks! With the new Energon figs, they look great mold-wise, but in my opinion, Optimus Prime and Scorponok have probably the worst color schemes for their characters. Are these the final color schemes for them? It would be great to see Scorponok in G1 colors since he looks like G1 Scorpy. Optimus as well. Are there plans for them to change color like in Armada, how Armada characters had their colors changed in their Power Links forms?
I think you guys will be happy with the final version of Scorponok. I have made a small change that makes him more unified, but in my defense, the G1 Scorp had a lot of colors going on too. Optimus is not as weird as you might think. I needed unique colors for each mini vehicle, so they stood out after arranging the limbs. His truck mode is also a little new with the black, so you guys wouldn't have to have another red truck sitting on your shelf. I cannot discuss future plans, but it stands to reason that we might recolor them.
Interestingly, 12 years later, if I remember right, or 11 years later, you'd get the BotCon version of that Scorponok in G1 colors with a G1 Headmaster gimmick attached to it. So, time eventually comes around. I think there was a more red version of Energon Optimus, too. There was the canceled Santa Prime, but there was also the Year of the Dragon one, right?
There was one of those, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, both those things kind of happened eventually, if I recall correctly. I know there's another Orson's World really close to this, because I saw it when I was scrolling down, and it's right after some Micron Legend news that we don't really need, so...
Yeah, another DVD getting released.
Yep. Back when DVDs came out. That's something I actually never anticipated to be saying in the past tense. Anyway, let's go into this one.
Orson's world has been updated today, September 10th, with some new info on Energon, Megatron, and more. My joke. 1. Is Energon Megatron a show-accurate Galvatron in robot color and design-wise?
No, he is not purple.
If so, why name him Megs and not Galvatron?
Megatron always comes first. I did not want to color him like G1 Galvatron and have him named Megatron.
If so, will he turn into a cannon or have a third gun mode?
No.
Also, will Galvatron from Energon be a repaint to be gray like G1 Galvatron?
If it gets... Oh, wait, first. Huh? If it gets repainted, it will be movie purple with orange. Now we know that this was in proximity, I don't know how much proximity, to someone at Hasbro Legal going like, do we need to keep the name Megatron? I'm sure this is unrelated, but it's kind of funny knowing that now, where it's like, Megatron will always come first. Mm-hmm. Subtext, I had to throw a chair at a man.
Had to threaten Greg from Legal again. He's running out of kneecaps the way he keeps up.
Do we need Optimus Prime to be in the franchise too? I mean, we have to do so much work to secure these trademarks.
Yeah. As evident by the BotCon/OTFCC exclusives and such, you guys do have certain short-run items. My question is, if a wealthy enough TF fan group or individual was seeking to have an exclusive official Hasbro product made, could that be done? Specifically for a repaint? And or what would the production cost entail for, say, an entirely new sculpt for a Prowl PVC or something of that smaller nature?
This is wild now that we're a few years into HasLab. This is kind of interesting. Anyway, the answer 21 years ago. We have a deal with OTFCC that makes it the primary Transformers convention. This is where we chose to put our time and efforts. These low-run exclusives take as much of my time as a toy that will sell hundreds of thousands. Costs for all items, including recolors, are very high. A new item can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars just to make the mold, add packaging, shipping, and plastic costs on top of that, and it would be hard for any independent person to create a toy. Look at the reality. Big retail chains do not even get new items for their store exclusives. To answer your question, probably not.
Yeah. There's a whole panel that I would love to have on Christ, it is not just.
Yeah.
You don't just make a new head.
Why don't you just make another toy? Why don't you just make another toy?
You don't just do this. Here's how long things take to set up at a factory. You don't just ship them overseas. This is what it's really like.
Why don't you just make another one, though?
Yeah. Well, my question is there a chance I will get to see Scourge in Energon or Universe?
No plans to.
You stated that the Armada repaints for Energon won't be widely available. Fair enough. But does this mean that they're going to be more scarce than the Armada beasts?
So before I answer that, LogosMinor, which Scourge was this person asking for? I don't know.
Probably RID Scourge, because this is still in the era where...
Well, there would have been
black,
two.
Silver, and teal.
They could have been Rid Scourge, Nemesis Prime Scourge, or it could have been G1 Scourge, because Unicron just came out as a toy, right? Probably Black Convoy Scourge, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, in answer to that question about the Armada repaints being scarcer than the Energon beasts, probably. Are the beasts scarce?
When should I start looking out for Ultra Magnus, Rapid Run, and Treadbolt? I don't want to miss out on them.
When Energon launches.
Yes. When they come out, that's when you should look for them. Yes. Why did the Night Attack team get new names, i.e. new characters, yet the rest of the recolor teams didn't get new names? If they all had new names, I would buy them in a second, but they didn't, so I didn't. The only repaints I'm buying is every possible recolor of the C team, so I can have Tidal Wave all decked out.
Time.
Will the repainted C and emergency teams seen at OTFCC be released under Armada or Energon?
Armada.
Why were the name changed for the Energon Saber minicons from the originals?
They are not the same minicons from Armada. They are newly found minicons that have been in pools of Energon since the original minicon ship crashed, and are now infused with Energon. Did this ever make it to a fiction about that Energon Saber? Now that I'm thinking about it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because they kind of just are there in the cartoon, right? Because Kicker uses them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that bullet point. Anyway.
Yeah. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Question's not done yet.
Yeah, oh, okay. Did the target age set by, I assume, you, and maybe Hasbro, give you restrictions when molding Optimus into his Energon form? Or did you mold Optimus to cater to kids, and thereby, by making Optimus look less menacing, make the line look more kid-friendly? In either case, what inspired his design? From what I have read, I believe you nicknamed it Fatimus Prime. Was this intentional, or did it occur due to lack of funds or time?
I'm just going to editorialize for a second. I am about 82% sure the user Orson on TFW did not invent the Fatimus Prime nickname. I'm pretty sure that was a bunch of Transformer fan adults in the aughts.
Yeah.
Anyway, nothing changed. His age target is the same as Armada and Beast Wars Beast Machines before that. We designed him in the way we wanted to play up the combo limbs. We tend to think that all our toys are supposed to appeal to kids. Because of the transformation process, his midsection is wider than it has been before. Oh, no, okay, Aaron Archer does claim Fatimus Prime.
Oh, okay.
I could have sworn that just came out of message board mush, but that's a bullet point then. I gotta write that one down. Trademark Aaron Archer.
Yeah. And that was that to kind of come off our own little tangent here. That was a thing that kind of upset me at the time, because it was like, well, when you put all the limbs on him, he looks normally proportioned. So if he had a normal proportioned torso in non-combined mode, when you'd combine him, he'd be like weird tiny body.
Oh, Aaron Archer says, I saw the problem ahead of it and wanted to get out ahead of it.
Yeah.
Oh, sumo
Okay.
mode.
Yeah. We know that you hated trans tech and didn't work on it, but why, in your opinion, was it scrapped? Do you know the official reason, or can you just conjecture on the reasons? What was your opinion on changing the color of certain parts of the figure via LEDs when the figure is in various modes?
Too adult, and we wanted a fresh start getting back to vehicles kids would enjoy. Sales were not strong, and we wanted to give everybody a break from beasts and Cybertronian vehicle forms. I love leading a question, which is like, we know that you hated it. Just
Yes.
like, real, just brutal 2000s era internet.
Just vile hatred for it. It broke into my house. It kicked my cat.
I'm
Left
always
an upper decker in the master bathroom.
If you're VOD watching this, every now and then you may have seen, or if you want to go look for it, sometimes with these Orson's World things, the opening statement of some of these questions or the mid-question twist makes me physically, like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
This is so direct.
Hypothetical question. You have an unlimited budget, unlimited time, unlimited resources. These assets combined, accompanied by your imagination, allows you to create any figure you dream of. What would be some of the features of this fictional figure? Which of the figures that you have created thus far would you consider your most imaginative? Which is your least imaginative? As a designer, which elements make a Transformers toy wow?
I do my best work with boundaries. I think it makes me more creative to make a $10 Transformer that is cool than a $75 Transformer. For me, a good Transformer should have an interesting feature that does not get in the way of the transformation. This does not always happen. It should have personality in robot form. I like to take the team approach when making new Transformers. I need a tall guy, a short guy, a strong guy, a sneaky guy, etc.
So when you have unlimited budget, time, and resources, you get RoboSen. That then also requires you as
Wow.
the purchaser to have unlimited budget, unlimited time, and unlimited resources.
When you have unlimited time, unlimited budget, unlimited resources, you put touch-sensitive stroke panels on the ass of Megatron, to which he says, "Don't touch me."
Yes.
Also, we got some burns on the people of 2003 here. Michael Gazziola, these people are primed to find the nostalgia critic funny. And LogosMinor, these streams just showing proof fans have always been this intense.
Yeah.
Oh, Darkwing Spartan. Being brought back for as cringe. The thing is, okay, like, there is a little bit of, like, to this, but I think it's really cute, too, because this is a fandom that is primarily in their 20s. But there are fans in their 30s at this point, and a few in their 40s at this point. But, like, a bulk of the fans at this point are, like, late 20s, early 30s in the aughts. And they're also, like, kind of the age ceiling of influence in the fandom, and this is before influencing, or influencers was a proper noun term. So, like, there is this kind of just, like, cute, collegiate immaturity to the whole fandom, looking back on it. To a degree. Michael, will there be a plastic version of Robosen? No.
Yeah, no. Because the materials that it's made of physically wouldn't necessarily change its price. It's all of the electronics gubbins that are inside of it, and really at that point you're paying for like the programming work that's gone into it to make it all work.
There's a materials aspect too, I think, but it's hard to extrapolate that from their bullet point of has X 5-figure materials and parts.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Toy Armada with Aaron Archer also saying he had to be cryptic as hell.
Yeah, that too. That's why it's fun having Aaron Archer hanging around in the chat during this, because, like, for instance, we were able to kind of decode, what did he mean by we almost lost Megatron one time? Yeah. And that was fun to find out later, It was not like really anything nefarious. It was just like, corporate's funny, huh?
Mm-hmm. All right, last one of this one. When did somebody come to the table and say, "Hey, let's redesign G1 characters with Beast Wars posability, a la 20th Anniversary Prime"? When was this idea introduced to the designing community? And what was the initial reaction?
Designing community is an interesting notion.
Yeah.
We have been working on MP Optimus since early spring 2002. With Alternators and Masterpiece Optimus, everybody loved it right away and were on board. Both lines were created during a conversation in my office with 2 other guys. Enjoy.
Will Energon Starscream be repainted as Thundercracker and Skywarp, or should I buy 3 and attempt repainting?
I really don't know if I want to beat that horse again. I think there are a few other jets I would do if that item gets repainted.
Not just flog the crap out of that horse.
Oh, Joel Adler, the premier Bionicle fan forum back at this point had a thread called Ask Greg, where people could ask the author of the Bionicle books very specific lore questions. I think I've heard about this. Also, Aaron Archer now revealing the 2 other guys to be Brian Chapman and Andrew Frankel.
Doxing them. 20 years later.
Wiki robots, I hope you are taking your notes.
Will there be any additional fembots in Energon, e.g. RC? More specific, will there be any fembots that will transform from vehicles to robots?
I love vehicles. No.
I was wondering how many...
Wait a second. What? Oh, no, so we had seen RC.
Yes, we'd seen RC.
Okay, I was about to say, what? How dare you? What?
I was wondering how many people you have working with you to make sure everything TF is going well. I know you are lead designer, but are there others who help with colors, designs, or anything else? I ask because my roommate seems to believe there are 2 or 3 teams working on Transformers. He reasons this because of how great some stuff, Universe Optimus Primal color-wise, is versus stuff like Universe Silverbolt, which he still bought despite being not thrilled on the colors. So I'm curious, what's the number?
There are 4 guys total in the U.S. that do design. 2 main guys that do designs and colors, plus other related stuff. A guy on Universe Colors and one that is exclusives only. If you went to OTFCC, you met the 2 main guys. It's also interesting, like, because this question at first, I'm like, that's reasonable, but then it's like 2 toys from the same line, and it's kind of like, I think this was well before the notion of like humans work on your hobbies. And so sometimes they make stuff you like, and sometimes they make stuff you don't.
Yeah.
That'll also just happen.
Yeah.
But also 4 guys. I thought the team was wider at that point, but I guess not.
This is pre-movie money, probably.
True.
Yeah. LogosMinor, 1 guy away from starting a burger chain.
Yeah.
And then they would have also had, like, this is also probably just the U.S. head count.
Yeah,
So
this isn't including Takara Tomy, or
Takara
at the time.
Yeah. At the time, yeah.
I'm so programmed to say Takara Tomy now.
Yeah. Tomy just falls out of your mouth after you say Takara.
Yeah, Tomy is just hovering right now, like a phantom.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is actually a great example of one of the things I really wanted to highlight with these streams, which is, like, Transformers as a hobby and a fandom and a community and a property was all way different before the live-action movies launched.
Yeah.
And if you were there beforehand, especially for multiple years, it's still easy to forget, like, how different things felt in general.
Yeah.
And Aaron Archer with the info. 2 full-time, 1 co-op guys, 2 helper guys that did color only in the U.S.
So you could have started a burger joint.
You had briefly 5. Is a co-op a guys or is a co-op a kid? That's the thing, right? I'm thinking co-op like at a university.
Guys is like dudes.
True.
You got 5 dudes.
Co-ops can be dudes.
But, yeah.
This is weird. I don't know. What is a guy to a dude to a kid to a man to a boy? Aaron Archer, pre-movie fandom was better. Sorry. Oof. Oh,
it was smaller. We could all get wasted in one hotel bar.
Running a message board was easier before the movie came out.
Yeah.
Anyway, after that, in September 11, 2003, weird date to say, by the way, we discovered, somehow, from sources, that the next 2 Takara reissues were going to be a collection of mini-bots and Astro Train, coming from some names that are nostalgic for me. Technicolor Puka. And Trax 83. I used to do voice calls with Technicolor Puka and a couple other folks. Not on Skype, that didn't exist. I forgot what it was, but I did voice calls with Australians and New Zealanders back then. And we would do, like, karaoke. This is not a lie. Speaking of the September 11th, 2 years removed from the incident. TeamSpeaker Ventrilo. I never had Ventrilo for more than a few months. I don't remember what we used. It might have been, like... It was an IM system. It wasn't ICQ. It might have been AIM. It might have been Yahoo Messenger.
There was one that was all that, like, would collate all of them.
Oh, Trillion? Yeah, I used Trillion for a couple of years. I forgot about Trillion.
Yeah. And I'll say, in that September 11th post, a name that was another one of those that was always all over the boards was Jux.
Yeah, Jux. It's good old Steve Taylor Jux.
With the if you go do it was his video was the first one of the Picard song.
Yeah. The very
Flaming
first
Monkey Media, one of the, like, early YouTube videos that went crazy and still has millions and millions of views, and I'm sure he's never seen a penny.
Well, he didn't upload it. Someone swiped it and uploaded it, if I remember correctly. Because I remember Jux was kind of grumpy about that. Because Jux was, like, one of the early, like, makes a lot of AMVs and video things in the early 2000s in our little fandom.
No, it's there as Co.
Oh, was it Co?
Views when you search the Picard video.
Okay, I could have sworn someone ripped off one of his videos for like E-bombs or something.
Yeah, there is like later uploads that are higher quality that look like is exactly what he had.
Yeah.
With different fronts and ends on it, but
anyway, yeah, Juck's still around. I every now and then get Steve updates on when I flip through Facebook. Once in a blue moon. So we got, this is the DVD covers, some Armada airing in Canada exclusively once again. Lucky Draw Gold Convoy from Micron Legend Remy's. That is Ken Con. That's gone.
How's that for something that no longer exists? Lucky Draw.
Lucky Draw toys.
Yeah, the number of people that I remember getting fired up that there may be children playing with some of these exclusive, like, oh yeah, they made 20 black fire convoys or whatever, and we can only account for 7 of them, so that means that there's 13 in the hands of some dirty child playing with it. Probably angry that it's not the right color scheme. Why do they just let the children get them?
Yeah, that was some 2000s era fandom discourse. How do we get Lucky Draws away from Japanese children who they were technically designed for as prizes? Because they're breaking them.
Yeah.
Michael Gazziola, September 11, 2024, 20 years, 21 years since we honored the G1 Season 3 DVD box covers. LogosMinor saw a listing for someone's childhood Blackfire convoy a few years back. Was beat to hell. Yeah, those were just randomly in the windowless Fire convoy boxes, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Which was a wild thing to do, just randomly throw a couple of black repaint versions in there.
Yeah, because there were like black ones and silver ones and gold ones, and Elvin Pena had to have one of each, but sealed.
Yeah.
But somehow...
no.
No. So I think that was one that he was like, it had to be in a perfect box. And then he would verify it and then, like, put the plastic over it or something.
Yeah. By the way, I forgot the Victory, the Japanese Transformers series were out on Region 2 DVD back in 2003 already.
20,000 yen. Let's see where that compares to now's conversion.
That's
like $123.
It was $170 back in 2003.
Yeah.
Hasbro posted instructions for all the initially announced built-to-rule figures. You must have a PDF viewer like Adobe Acrobat.
Yeah. So you may have to download Adobe Acrobat first.
Oh, hey, Valkysis. Yeah, YouTube notifications. I talked about this. We're done with that page, so I'll go to the next one. Mm-hmm. I talked about this with someone the other day on one of these streams I was doing this past week about how, like, I got yelled at on Twitter some years ago when I said offhand, I think I QRT'd something. I was like, yeah, YouTube notifications and subscriptions don't necessarily correlate to people knowing what you're doing. It still is not 100%. And some tech bloggers started screaming at me that your viewers are the ones who don't know how YouTube works. And yet, I have more than once, not a ton, but still more than once, heard things like my notifications as a subscriber, in this case, as literally a channel member, didn't tell me what was going on.
Wait, when you hit the bell, were you standing up, and if so, were you standing on your left foot on an odd number day or your right foot on an even number day? Because if those things happened, then what you actually need to do
is hit the bell again. Hey, we got the release date and first wave info for Energon from Big Bad Toy Store. The full breakdown: Strong Arm the Jeep, Battle Ravage the Cougar, Skyblast the Jet, and Dive Bomb the Hawk, Hotshot the Sports Car, Inferno the Fire Truck, Rapid Run and Minicons the Armada Sideways repaint. Anyway, if you ever wanted to know what Wave 1 of Energon was, they're coming in late October, early November, so it'll be a little bit till we get to them on this thing.
Yeah. And then the chat is talking about Built to Rule. Designs with Legos. Yeah, they had some pieces that were Built to Rule exclusives that I want to say Lego may now have, so like you'd be able to get close to it with Build. Like, I think they had exclusive, like, windows and some, like, fairing style pieces. But then also, like, part of the issue with Built to Rule is they had some, like, frequently, I remember a couple of things had, like, unsupported builds where you'd have pieces that weren't, like, fully locked in the way that Lego does.
Yeah. So. They were... Yeah, on a base design level, they were not 100% structurally sound. And people are also pointing out that there were base body pieces. I forgot if that was there from day one or if that was only for one of the two Built to Rule lines.
No, I think they always had, like, joint pieces that weren't as good as, like, Lego's equivalent.
Because full disclosure, I never had a Built to Rule. Like, I actually just missed them entirely. So...
I wouldn't say you missed much.
I've been told that. Oh, by the way, here's a Micron Legend Unicron animation video, The Coming of Unicron, that was given to the first 4,000 customers who bought a Micron Legend toy at Toys R Us Japan during the promotion. To view the video clip, it's on Fan2Fan. It's a WMV. I don't think it exists anymore.
It's trying to load.
What?
I've got a spinny wheel.
Tell me if it stops being a spinny wheel. Aaron Archer saying Built to Rule had new elements, but overall not a core skill set of Hasbro at that time. Yeah.
Oh, can't be reached.
Yeah,
it was trying.
You know what?
She was trying.
Because it's a WMV. I think it was a trying... You remember how WMVs used to be streamable? Like they were very early streamable media?
Yes.
I think that's what it was trying to do. Anyway, we have another Orson's World here for a Saturday. Does this guy ever take a day off? Probably not, and we thank him for it. Shouts out to Orson, wherever he may be, for like posting on a Saturday. Sideswipe Prime remembering that, yeah, WMV was streamable. That messed me up. That's how I remember it. Because there were times where I was like, I pirated this in WMV. And then I was like, it's only 1 megabyte as well. What an efficient codec. It's because it was streaming it. Toy Armada with Aaron Archer saying, quote, I had no life, ... Yeah. Anyway, I'll ask the questions this time. I was wondering why we haven't so much as heard of Energon Dive Bomb until now. He's listed as being in the first wave of Energon basics at BBTS, yet to my knowledge, there was no official mention of him at all up until now. Was he supposed to be in Wave 2 and got bumped due to a shortage of Decepticons and Terrorcons?
He is Wave 2. Always has been. He is a Terracon.
Did you ever write out the storyline for Energon in long form? Or is it more in ideas you keep in your head, or vignettes and drawings?
I'm now imagining the Aaron Archer that was the just came out of the woods giant beard Aaron Archer at a typewriter. Like the old, like, not even like a word processor, but like the ka-tunk typewriter. Writing out a script, cigarette fog in the room. Optimus Prime. I created a 3-page rough plot and 2 pages of bullet point concepts. On top of that, a bunch of storyboard images, etc.
I thought you were... I thought she said that you were imagining that's how he was replying to these.
No, I'm saying what this guy had in his mind of, like, the whole story written out long form. I've got 20 pages for a cartoon episode to make 20 minutes. I have a few thousand pages to write for this whole serialized series.
Oh, Joel Adler also pointing out Lego didn't have bricks with ball joints on them until 07.
Okay.
Interesting. Final question. I was wondering if the Red Forehead Hotshot would be released here in the States.
I don't know. That is a production error. I informed them on the mistake, but I do not know if or when you might see it.
All right. Well, he took the rest of the weekend off so that we could look at G1 Spy Changers in package images from the Toy News International board. Is TNI still around? Oh, that's when it was ADC Talk? Oh, I forgot about that. Because I think Toy News International is still around.
ADC Talk looks to be a dead link.
Link rot. We got titles and summaries with spoilers for episodes 43 through 45 of Transformers Armada.
So listen at your own risk.
I don't want to. I can read these out.
No, that's
Episode 43, Puppet. Yeah, I mean, we. Oh yeah. Oh right. This is the one where the first spoiler was after the return of Optimus Prime. I wonder if that was us finding out that he's alive in the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the sound archive problem is fixed. The TFW 2005 sound archive had a slight problem, but it's been fixed. Everyone should be able to listen to this now. You can check it out by clicking here. Does it work?
Error 404.
Huh.
Try the other one. Error 404. Get Tony on this. Hey.
Hey, this hey. Your sound archive's broken again. You said you fixed it 21 years ago.
Yeah.
2 new Armada commercials airing on ABC Family. This is actually the era where we already were getting excited about finding out about new toy commercials, because this was already when like toy commercials were kind of like, oh yeah, those exist, I guess. Interesting, they still make those. What a retro idea. Powerlink's thrust changes. Hey, we got word from a Hasbro rep today. This was posted by Tony Bacala. So this is from Deep Throat over at Hasbro. I wanted to let you know about a running change that is going to be made on our Armada Powerlink's thrust. The packaging currently features a red version, and the product is actually a tannish color. We will be transitioning to the red figure pictured on the packaging. These red Powerlink's thrusts should begin to show up in stores in a few months. But they didn't, did they?
They did not.
Variant collectors beware, another one is coming.
Except for the same kid that has one of those is the same one that had blue streaks.
True. Next page.
Halfway through September.
We're doing okay at the idea that we'll do a month per stream. We're doing pretty solid if we pretend that's the idea. Got a review of Armada Prelude to Energon. Was that the PS2 game?
Yes.
Look what I got.
Yeah.
Look what I caught. I got a scary 404. Unicron hits the UK today on September 15th, 2003. Built to Rule Starscream is out. Got more spoilers and things for Cramp. What? Look at the Armada 47, Cramp, animated action as the Autobots and Decepticons fight their ancient battle. Galvatron and Optimus are battling each other when Starscream steps in, only to be eliminated by the Starsaber. That is a actually slightly misleading way to explain episode 47 of Armada.
Yeah.
It's not wrong, kinda, but it's very misleading.
Hey, that's the Splash one to get you to watch it.
Yeah. This means that's a Netflix-ass description. This is from DigiGuide. We got an image of Takara book reissue Soundwave. TransformersDVD.com has new info. Featuring an unedited mistake reel? I don't recall... Was that, like, not what it sounded like? Because I don't recall ever hearing audio outtakes till TF at the Moon started putting up that stuff. But this is the Auto Assembly 03 footage. This is one of the first times you could see Kal-El Prime. You could see baby Kal-El Prime with long hair in that footage. That was a classic moment. Hey, we have another Orson's World here from 9/16. Aaron, why don't you...
Devil's fan. See, he's got a completely different way. There's no italics in this one.
Styles.
Again, style guide. Come on. Click here to read what Orson has posted. I always try, and it always says no.
Sadness.
Now, on to the questions. Question: was the universe concept once part of Armada? I recall reading way before Armada came out that it was going to be about Transformers warriors pulled together from different generations. This, of course, sounds more like Universe, or the current storyline in the Armada comic, actually. And
No!
how they're doing the current toy line.
Oh, sorry. I'll start again. No! It was never part of Armada. It is loosely based on a concept we had been working on before what became Energon. Time travel and multiple realities. does not work well with the entertainment kid market animation.
If these new G1 themed spy changers are not part of RID, Armada, or Universe, then, just for the purposes of categorization, what line do they belong to? G1?
I would say they fit better in TF Universe.
Man, the days of we have to have all... Well, there's still people like that are, we have to have all of these... This goes in this box, period.
What line is this in? We got our spoilers for Armada episode 48. Unicron begins to wake up. JTL, my Switch controller finally became inoperable. So I'm sad to hear that. Are you not... Does Nintendo not still do replacement on the Joy-Cons? Or is that like a legit Switch controller? Like a classic or whatever, like a full-size one? Oh, holy crap! Look! Transformers Redemption preview trailer! This is...
Oh, yeah, that was what Draven worked on.
Yeah, this is class. This was
everything done by himself.
Yeah, this was one of the OG CG fan movies, like Transformers Redemption. This is classic. I suspect none of this works anymore.
Yeah.
Homepage.ntlworld.com. Nope. I don't even want to click that. I don't want to... Daily Rhetoric, that does not exist anymore. Daily Rhetoric does not exist. Discussing that, well, that's gone too.
That just goes to the boards, and clicking here just takes you to the boards.
I voiced a character in that. That was one of my first times voicing something in a fan production. New wallpapers added to the ever-growing wallpaper section that does not exist anymore. Right. Optimus Prime is one of the many characters to be in Konami's upcoming Dream Mix TV World Fighters game. I remember this got me way more hyped than it should have back in 2003. It was kind of a nothing inclusion in the end of the day, but...
Hey, you can buy that link if you want.
I don't want to.
Traffic traits for this domain.
Worldfighters.com! Holy crap. Some Devil's Due news. Who remembers Devil's Due? That's some classic stuff. HLJ's got pre-orders for BT Sideswipe and Masterpiece Prime. And an Orson's World for 9/17. Orson has stopped by today to update Orson's World. Click here for the info. You can't. It has recently been announced that red Power Link's thrust will be a running change and replace the brown-blue one. I was wondering if something similar could be done with Power Link's Demolisher. Could the animation version be replaced with the six-shot version that you were so geared up for?
Not going to happen. Maybe in Transformers Universe way down the road.
Darkwing Spartan saying, didn't know HLJ existed back then. That is a common theme in these. Like, seeing established websites and folks who, I don't know how much you were around back then, kind of going like, wait, what? Like Super 7, Big Bad Toy Store, HLJ, Best Buy, CD Japan.
HLJ is eternal.
Yeah, I don't think they can go away now.
I think when the internet was created, HLJ was like, we've been waiting.
Was HLJ's guy Scott or Mike or something? The original HLJ guy. He shoved a spike into a ley line somewhere in Japan. Yeah. And HLJ just sort of erupted out of it.
Yeah, because I remember early HLJ was more like, this is what I can get, like, at the store right now. Kind of feel. And, like, you do an order and be like, we'll see if we can get it. And then, like, the time, across time frames would be like, yep, I got it. It was like, okay, cool. And then it became a real business.
Hey, question 1. What was the reasoning behind using Hoist as a rebuilt Smokescreen? Was this always part of the plot? Was it because you felt Smokescreen didn't meet your expectations?
He let me down personally. The way that only a son can let down his father. Oh, no. This is an animation thing that I was unaware of. I thought it was a different character.
Sad face.
Sad face.
2. Here, HLJ link, Power Link's Demolisher is pictured left, with a gold chest, and right, with a yellow chest. Which one will be the final version for the USA? Is the gold one Japan only?
Dead Link 404 that still goes to HLJ, but we will have gold.
I've read conflicting info on which wave Starscream will appear in. Could you clarify whether it's wave 1 or 2?
Wave 1.5. Nerd.
I noticed you were able to recover some lost G1 names, in a sense, by adding Autobot to the front, like Autobot Jazz or Autobot Ratchet. I was wondering why this wasn't done with Blue Streak or Silver Streak and Hot Rod / Rodimus Major.
It would not work with those names. I know it does not make sense, but there are too many parts to explain here as to why a name can or can't be used.
And finally, why is Decepticon Energon green and not purple?
Purple is too close to red. We needed more separation between the two forms in the toys and for the cartoon and print partners. Learn color theory, nerd.
It is legit. Purple is just red and blue put together. In case you didn't know that. That's a legit thing. Covers for the new ongoing
Sideswipe
series.
Prime loves all the voices you give to yesteryear TFW users.
I'm trying to differentiate when there's a bunch of questions, but also I try to read the intent of the question at the start and try to make a voice that matches it. Some Dreamwave previews, oof. Some fan-to-fan magazine scans. Bookcase Soundwave now shipping. Astro Train confirmed for reissue number 11 out of Takara. A Micron Legend prize in Japan. A Hot Rod PVC with T-shirt was found on Yahoo Auctions, Japan.
So Japan is sometimes the... Yep, nope, that one's dead. Because was it Yahoo...
CD Japan was the one that was...
It was CD Japan that was like, oh, crap, these things still exist.
And Amazon Japan, too.
Yeah.
Orange Man, have we made it to Dreamwave imploding yet? Nope. We're currently actually at Dreamwave entering their golden age. They relaunched their website, and they're going to be around forever, baby. Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Not... Okay, yeah, Dynamo Dave. Not CD sweaty, like compact disc Japan. Sweaty Japan.
Although there are probably some CDs at CD Japan.
True. But you just got to know what you're looking for. These seem to be... No, what? Yeah, these are just like a summation of the same... Some of the same things we saw. Some of these are new, but these are...
Come on, Joe, you're slipping.
This is the rest of the series, so some of these are new. I think this is how we found out that the final episode would be after the Unicron battle is over. Rodimus Prime and Toys R Us computers. That got me hyped because I had a Junker Rodimus at the time. Oh, here we go. This is a classic from the beginning of 03. The Genesis Art of Transformers Part 1 shipping date announced by 88 MPH Studio. September 19th, 2003. It will be in comic stores Wednesday, October 8th. The exclusive prints will be shipped with the books to those who were entitled to receive one. We will begin shipping the books on October 1st. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks to receive it. If after this period you haven't, please contact us. We have 20 copies to sell through the site at a reduced price of $25 plus $7.50 shipping and handling. Regular price $30. We invite international customers to purchase it through here since the book will not be distributed overseas. Use the PayPal button below to make your order a fast and secure manner. This is for those who weren't here in the early of these, 3 streams ago. The 88 MPH Studio Genesis Artbook debacle was the debacle of the fandom at one point. That was what a fandom incident was that thing. You can hear the sirens out there because they're still looking for these guys. I forgot if I think the book did ship eventually, but it was a mess.
It was.
Super Robot Magazine 14 is the last issue. I remember when we first saw this. This is the new Transformers manga that was happening in 03. It's ending in 03. The story reached a climax involving the true identity of the second Starscream, which appeared at the end of the last episode. It turned out to be the ghost of Starscream, the same one from the one who got disintegrated by Galvatron in the movie, who managed to warp time and space to come back to this timeline and attempt to change the future. With Optimus Prime being blasted to the bottom of the sea by Megatron, the Autobots launched a counter-offensive on the Decepticons. And in the middle of all this, the ghost of Starscream took over the Trigger Gate, literally used it as his body, a la Unicron. Without giving away too much, the climax is when Autobots and Decepticons unite to defeat this foe. Optimus Prime returned in the nick of time, and using Megatron in gun mode, channeled enough energy from the Earth by using the Matrix, unleashed a powerful blast through Megatron gun that finally destroys the Starscream Trigger Gate. A very nice ending and definitely good storyline, good use of characters, and a neat trick with the Matrix and Megatron gun. I don't remember a thing about this existing. Still.
Yeah, I don't either.
The Transformers Stargate battle. It must be
I like
on the
how
wiki. But
it's without giving away too much.
I'll just tell you every bullet
gives away everything.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds pretty
Without
baller.
giving away too much, Rosebud was the name of his sled.
Is that... I must have asked this before, but, like, do we know if this comic exists in scans anywhere on the internet? If it was only 14 issues, or if it only existed across 14 issues of a magazine, ideally it's not very long.
I'm sure there's somebody that has those scans somewhere in some, hey, I've got this giant data archive of early 2000s Japanese manga.
Well, the new Titan trade paperback's up for orders. Dino Hunt, which comes after City of Fear. I remember when those hardbacks were like the Titan hardbacks, the UK stuff was like the Biz. Commemorative series stuff, Built to Rule, Red Alert, now available. YTV in Canada getting the Armada exclusives again.
More wallpapers.
Archer Monster, do you mean Monzo? Oh crap, do I mean Monzo about what? Like, so, oh, Monzo might have this. Oh yeah, Monzo seems like the type who might actually have this on hand. Monzo has everything.
Yeah, he might.
Yeah, maybe. New 6-shot wallpaper. By Joe Moore. Okay, that's what you meant. Yeah, I would assume Monzo... Well, then it must be on the wiki. It seems like the kind of thing the wiki would have at least like made a page. I mean, I'm sure I'll look this up after one of the last streams. It's been a couple months since our last stream, so I got that brain fog. Reissue stuff, Energon, Hotshot, Ironhide in package. Someone got them early, put them on eBay. That used to be how we saw early listings, by the way. Someone would appear on eBay for sale. that was the way back then.
Yes. If you click that link, TFW may get a little bit of a commission, so be aware.
Oh, we may earn a commission from eBay partner network links. Oh yeah. GT Elm saying it's weird seeing news stories about late stage Armada while the ads are for Legacy Galvatron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toys R Us with GoBots buy 2 get 1 free with the Play School GoBots line. And yeah, Valkaisis is right. eBay auctions actually got taken down kind of on the regular back then. We got we're good. Dreamwave previews for December. Transformers Armada issue 18. If you thought the Worlds Collide storyline shook things up, there was a 5-year time skip. I don't remember a lot about this comic book. We got by the legendary Brad Mick, Generation 1 number 0. Pat Lee hands the Robots in Disguise torch off to up-and-coming penciler superstar Don Allen Figueroa. What a sentence. We got Transformers G.I. Joe number 5. War Scrolls. And War Within Volume 2 number 3. Starts with up-and-coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
New Micron Densetsu info from Figure King. This is mostly like how they're having different names and different colors. We finally inflicted psychic damage on Simeon Scott. Hooray. Let's see. The Takara collection will be black and white.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember that black and white being an issue.
Yeah, everyone wanted
because
gray and
the
purple.
US got gray and no. Well, no, because it was
really?
like... I remember there being a gray and purple versus black and white U.S. versus Japan.
I thought, did we have it already in 03?
Or am I thinking classics?
I think you're thinking classics.
That might be it.
Because that's why everyone loved Henkei at Astro Train, because he was the cartoon colors.
Yep. I just remembered Astro Train colors being a thing that people got fired up about.
There was still discourse about this one too. I remember because it was there was always discourse.
Maybe that's why that one had so much discourse, because this one was just like, it's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then classics came around. They're like, what the hell?
The End of Armada in UK, the cartoon. Beast Machines. Oh, right. Beast Machines to air in Japan in 2004 on a personal broadcasting service. Right. If you wanted to see Beast Wars return, you had to see it on like a special broadcast service in Japan. So, some kind of new personal broadcasting service will go live in 2004. Takara is hosting the site to have 66 channels. Some other providers will be joining too. You have to buy a terminal, like a portable slim screen, and pay a monthly subscription to access the programs, indoor and outdoor. Beast Machines is called Beast Wars Return in the show listing. I vaguely recall this, and we were like, well, how are we going to watch it? It was like the whole big thing.
Yeah.
Double mini-con sets at Walmart for $10 in a molded plastic container. That was like Overstock being put in a big shell, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember the Hartmans being very upset because it could be any two, and left or right, and they had to determine that just like the pair of them was acceptable if memory serves.
Oh yeah. This is old variant hunter brain.
Yeah.
Darkwing Spartan sings, so Japanese Netflix in 2003? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Stardust Magician, how are we going to watch new Beast Machines in the year 2004? Listen, we didn't have a lot in the fandom back then, okay? Like, these were the in the back in the day, it really was, this is bad if we can't have everything. Because, like, there was enough to be staring at everything. All the time, at length. Like, just enough. HLJ with USA Edition Ruination and Astro Train. Official Energon images on Ben Yee's Ben's World. Huge KB Toys sale due to lawsuit. KB Toys lost a lawsuit recently over their misleading pricing scheme, and the settlement benefits everybody. Starting October 8th to 14th, everything at KB will be 30% off automatically. Defendants will distribute the net settlement fund by providing a discount at the cash registers of all KB Toys, KB Toy Works, KB Toy Outlet, Toy Liquidator, and KB Toys Express stores nationwide, including Guam and Puerto Rico, equal to 30% off all qualifying purchases of $30 or more during October 8th to 14th, 2003. That's an interesting lawsuit settlement. Distributed at cash registers.
Mm-hmm.
That's intense. Defendants will not advertise or otherwise promote the distribution in advance of in-store distribution. So, we got the inside info over here on TFW 2005.
I vaguely remember going to the KB Toys that was in the mall here, trying to find things to make it worth it.
These are usually the kind of things where it's like, hey, you're eligible, fill out all this paperwork and we might send you a check for $3.
Yeah.
But in this case, they're like providing the discount at the cash registers of every cash register they own in every state. And Guam and Puerto Rico. Wallpapers, photo
I don't
galleries.
think it was quite JT Elm. Quick check. Bain Capital got KB Toys in 2000 through 2005.
So it was a long
according
death.
to Wikipedia, and then it went to print. So then I think after that, when they actually really kind of died, declared bankruptcy both in 2004 and 2008 before going out of business in 2009. Toys R Us acquired the remains, consisting mainly of its website, trademark, and IP rights, and then Bain Capital went on to eat Toys R Us. So,
The Bane.
Yeah.
Valkais is mentioning they were conveniently sold out a lot during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Binaltech advertisement. New figures shown.
No, yeah, that's Binar Tech, not Binal Tech. We haven't.
Sorry, I'm
corrected ourselves.
I have to regress my own brain back to 03. We have the packaging pics and story for Binar Tech Smokescreen, who's been released overseas. Here's the translated story of Transformers Binar Tech. The year is 2003, a little more than a decade since Transformers and humankind made first contact. The world went through big changes after that. Construction of Cybertron City, formation of EDC, the Earth Defense Corps, and space travel. Mankind and Autobots, Cybertrons, have adapted to each other's lifestyle and share a common destiny, utilizing a technovirus, Cosmic Lost. Dude, that is Cosmic Rust! Just put the... Okay. The Decepticons, Destrons, managed to damage most of the Autobots to the extent beyond repair. Using this tactics, most of the Autobots' defense force fell. At the same time, Megatron was close to conquering Cybertron and managed to cut off Autobots' supply line between Earth and Cybertron. With diminishing force, low supply, and no reinforcement, the Autobots and Mankind were almost on the verge of defeat when EDC came up with the last resort. Develop man-made Transformer. Thus, Project Binaltech was launched immediately. With the coordination of the mother computer, Teletran 1, the world's leading industries and research facilities began to pour their resources to develop a humanoid transformable machine so as to counter this crisis. The result is a range of Earth-made robot mold. By transferring the sparks of the damaged and infected Autobots into these new bodies, the Warriors were born. This is the story, how Mankind and Cybertron's last hope, Binaltech Transformers, were born. Also, someone saying the year is 2003. So yeah, it says Binaltech right in here. Was this still the age of translating stuff through Babelfish at Alta Vista? Look. You know, who knows? We rely on the people who tell us they know how to read things. That's how it worked back then.
Mm-hmm.
HLJ listing new products. CyberCon Expo, 5 days till pre-reg. You can get a set of signed J.E. Alvarez books. Going over the page.
Also, talk of the early, just the trading spaces. Don't have to do room trading. You could just do a thing.
Oh, yeah, the trading rooms.
Yeah, I remember those at TFCon until it became ungainly and dealers were just going in there with new stock and pretending that they weren't dealers.
Yeah, that got kind of ugly, I recall. Because people who went there to trade were like, there's no space for me to trade because this dealer set up another table in here.
Mm-hmm.
New pics from Fan to Fan of BTO1 Smokescreen and other stuff.
Yeah, I like this. Binar Tech, or as Takara officially labeled it, Binal Tech, has been released. Like, no, that's what they called it before, I swear.
I don't know why it's making me rub my head, because it's like, look, we were just bad at translating stuff back then. I should just be okay with this.
Yeah, like Stardust Magician says, he barely knew how to read in 2003.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. Same
here. I also barely knew how to read in 2003. This image was sent to us with a description. This was a promotional item for the 2003 TGS. Image no longer exists. Kabaya bottle caps released. I vaguely recall these. Kabaya's bottle cap Transformers line.
Yeah.
In detail in-package photos of Energon Inferno, the STD Convoy, Lucky Draw. Transformers Tatakai Preview at GameSpot and IGN. These sometimes still work. Oh! This is when we find out. Both reviews seem to share the same opinion, and folks, it ain't pretty.
Yeah, they both work.
Let's go.
The IGN page loads, the GameSpot page loads.
Here we go. IGN, TGS 2003, Transformers Tatakai. Is there more than meets the eye? There are currently 2 Transformers titles in the works. I want to get to the juicy stuff. At their booth was a short demo. Plays the good guys or the evil guys. Optimus Prime, known as Convoy in Japan. Only to Transformers discover they can only move a couple of yards before running into a force field. The only way to break through is to destroy all the enemy Transformers transporting into the area. This was our first, I think, discovery that this game might not be the Second Coming. Soundwave can lull enemies to sleep in tape deck mode. Unfortunately, although Transformers seems like a good idea and full of good intentions, the execution is quite poor. The combat is repetitive and unfair. If you're being attacked by multiple enemies, you can't escape. You can't run away or strike back while you're taking a beating. If you block, you'll simply be pushed back, but you won't be able to land any blows. This means you have to take out the bad guys one at a time from a distance, or else you'll find yourself in a ton of trouble. To top off the not-so-excellent fighting, you'll find there isn't any way to lock onto targets, and getting a giant robot to pull a fast 180-degree turn is difficult. You'll often be caught with your back to attacking enemies and struggle to be able to see them since you have almost no control over the camera. When backed into corners, all you see is the back of your Transformer. The visuals are rather jagged. Sure, the Transformers look like their cartoon brethren, but the backgrounds are bland and even the character models aren't highly detailed. In its current state, it seems to be cashing in on the license rather than trying to capture the essence. They still have time to inject some life into their Transformers game. If not, Transformers fans had best pray that is more successful with their title. I'm guessing they mean Transformers Armada. Right below this, Master Shadow of the Erd Tree. I love automatic webpage stuff. And what did GameSpot have to say? Winkysoft. I forgot it was Winkysoft developing this one.
By Jeff Gerstmann.
Friggin' Jeff Gerstmann! Writing this in February. Well, on February 2000. Oh, this must have been like moved at some point. I know that the dates on GameSpot are all screwy when you get older. Some classic Jeff Gerstmann writing, I guess. To say that the combat in the game doesn't really accurately represent the way combat worked in the old Transformers cartoons is really an understatement. The game plays like a sluggish beat-em-up with a couple not-so-special moves. Though you can transform into jet mode as Starscream, you fly at ground level, making, say, dive-bombing an Autobot convoy impossible. Jeff Gerstmann was down with the graphics. Even the transformation animations are at least mostly accurate, but most of the animation and textures look closer to PlayStation quality rather than look like a PlayStation 2 game.
Snap.
It seems puzzling that Takara and Winkysoft would spend so much time to get the robots in the roster just right, but fail to make a compelling game around such compelling characters. Perhaps there's still some features left to be added, but considering the game's rapidly approaching October 30 release date here in Japan, there doesn't seem to be much time left. No details regarding a US release for this game have been announced at this time, but considering the game actually uses the US names for various Transformers, Optimus Prime instead of Convoy to name one, and features English voice acting that tries to mimic the English voice cast, this one would be easy to prepare for North American market. Not so special moves feels very 2010s reviewer core. But yeah, actual Transformers fan covering the game, correct, Volkaisis. And yeah, Symphony of the Night Alucard doing the voice of Optimus Prime in that one. Real weird to listen to. But yeah, Ronnie Lane, I agree. The graphics were fine, like for PS2. They were fine for a budget PS2 game, is what I would say. They were not doing the best. So that's wild. Let's go back to the news, and we're over another page. We are going to finish September, by the way, with, like, pretty decent time. This is going well.
Yeah.
We've hit a clip here. Detailed Kabaya Bottle Cap Pictures. Was the Omni dubcast involved? No. It was the folks who spoke English and did voiceover in Japan at the time. So, you know, like Alucard and various other, like, you hear voices and you're like, I kind of remember that voice from right before we started getting, like, nameable voice actors into some of these roles. It's the last day for CyberCon pre-reg. Energon Tidal Wave, Hard Hero, some Dreamwave updates. Dreamwave's press release for Energon. Get ready to evolve. This is wild. With writer Simon Furman and the return of penciler Guido Guidi, it's bound to be all it promises to be. Simon Furman, a veteran of 18 years. 21 years ago.
The whole damn time he's been doing it.
Oh, this was a quote from Simon Furman. We got a Pat Lee quote. Pat Lee, president of Dreamwave Productions, expresses, "This is an awesome opportunity. It's a fresh new look and style for Dreamwave. I am personally overlooking this project, and I can guarantee it's going to be fun and exciting for all Transformers fans." I like the implication Pat Lee was personally overlooking the Energon comic that died like a handful of issues in. Completely unfinished. That was an accurate Pat Lee voice, by the way.
Yeah, well, you are G2 Pat Lee.
I am. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. The Victory DVD box set, Micron Legend, pack-in stuff, and Crystal Convoy. Stardust Magician saying Pat Lee oversaw anything. He claimed to oversee lots, okay? We're talking about what Pat Lee says he did.
Yeah.
It's an important reality to occupy when talking about that stuff. We got screenshots of World Fighter featuring Optimus Prime on ruliweb.intizen.com/ruliboard.
I'm afraid to click this one. Privacy error. Yeah, Chrome says no.
Privacy error.
Don't do that one.
Don't break eye contact until you've backed back out of that tab.
Yeah.
Or friggin' weeping angels will just like come from around all of the friggin' text. Okay, well, there's Energon SKUs. Hasbro's doing a giveaway. I miss when Hasbro just did giveaways. That was fun. Reissue Inferno and Tracks. A War Within preview.
Hook taking a billion pictures of more of his toys.
Hell yeah. That was classic Toy Arc stuff way back, too.
I'm so sad that those galleries just don't link. I'm sure that they still exist somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think that system's changed probably 5 times since 2003.
They've got to be on like a partly rotted hard drive in a closet somewhere. By the way, Simeon Scott saying, do those SKUs still come up in any system? Let's just, hover over them for a second.
Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore, so.
Oh, true. Never mind.
And in reality, a lot of times those stock keeping units and things like UPCs get recycled around.
Yeah.
There's no reason for like the bottom ones. Those are Target style, but I'm sure that let me try.
Yellow Landfill officially released in Hong Kong. This was before Yellow Landfill was a $5 landfill in Walmarts across the nation.
Yeah, those stock keeping units do not work at all at Target, so that's probably been purged from their database.
I forgot Yellow Landfill retailed for $30 for a gift set of all 4. That's wild. That's a deal.
I still have that one sealed in one of the far too many bins that I have to organize.
I never got one. I had the Car Robots original.
Yeah.
And I had the Robots in Disguise version because I rebought everything because I was weird. Anyway, nothing else on this page, really. We're in October, by the way.
Yeah.
We did it. We're just cruising. G1 reissue date. Transformers Genesis really promised it's going to ship October 13th. Didn't they say it was going to ship on October 1st? Like,
where's he realsies?
We apologize for the postponement. Your collective patience has been greatly appreciated.
Swear.
Valkais is asking, did anyone ever pay $30 for Yellow Landfill? I'm sure someone did. Armada Bubble Twist. Huh? Oh, it's gum.
Yeah. Oh, I was at first thinking like plastic bubble.
Yeah. That was okay. There was like a little decoy of Armada Optimus Prime, packed in with some gum. Ronnie Lane saying I paid full price for Road Rocket, so I'm sure someone did. Well, I mean, the laser cycles. If we're talking about those, and we're not talking about Legacy Road Rocket, were harder to come by, I think. Legacy Road Rocket, retail kind of sucks. That one's, if that's the G2 or the Toxitron Collection one. Oh no, Velocitron, right. So, Toxitron Collection was Jazz. But they didn't call it Jazz. Yeah. Brain path. My brain is like partly in 2003, so I'm just having to. I'm fighting for my life when I start going into modern memories.
It's a Doctor Who crossover with the two doctors angry at each other.
Yeah, I'm having the wibbly wobbly. Just I'm fighting with myself from 21 years ago. First in package pictures.
KB Toys sale.
Oh, you could double. The sale can be combined with the You Win lawsuit sale. Brutal. With the You Win sale, you save 30% off a purchase of $30 or more, and there's a 25% off sale. Some Americans, you all must have been able to get like some like penny Transformers during this.
Yeah.
Nemesis Prime, I'm guessing that was the Alternators. Well, no, it wasn't. Who was it? Was that the Universe one? That must have been the Universe one, the big convoy.
Mm-hmm.
First impact pictures of Energon Optimus Prime. Transformers.com updated with 20 years in the making teaser for the original Masterpiece Prime. Studio Epsilon with some info on the RC Custom. What? Studio Epsilon based a custom on the BotCon 98 Custom. It's made same materials as the 98 Custom, epoxy putty, plastic sheets, and ball joints. This is wild in 2003. To those who mentioned mass producing, we do wish to, but we don't own the license to the design. So, just a little peek of what's to come next. I intend to redesign G1s. My next is confirmed to be Hot Rod, followed by Galvatron. The rest will depend on how well or badly our studio does. Hopefully one day we will be able to obtain licenses and mass-produce redesigned Transformers in completed transformable resin models or even cheap ABS toys. Keep a lookout for our new site. We do have a bit on custom Transformers Anime Correct redesigns, but a lot of it depends on whether the studio can survive. That's wild to read.
Yeah.
Knowing what would happen 5 years later. Not with the studio, but with unofficial toys just sort of like springing up all over the place. Wave sign, these people having the license stop them.
Yeah. It's an honest time.
Yeah. JT Elma, studio making a custom sounds like early third and fourth party. We can't make one, we don't have the license. Sir, just wait. Guy who threatened to stab Kickback at BotCon. Wasn't that a seller? Was that, or was...
Yeah, Rabid Squirrel Productions Headmaster RC happened yet, was the line above it from Belcases.
Yeah, but the kooky I'm gonna stab you in the eye with a pen guy was some... I thought he had nothing to do with customs, though. I thought he was just a seller of, like, stolen factory samples in the ROTF era.
Yeah.
That's how I remember... I might be misremembering parts of this.
That's activating weird brain meats.
Yeah, for those who don't know...
I remember the story, but I can't place it in time.
You can find evidence of this guy on YouTube here and there because he was briefly heavily connected with the Revenge of the Fallen era stolen Chinese toy market. He's the one who coined the phrase Barricade's sister for Revenge of the Fallen Sideways. And I believe he's the one who eventually, one of his final statements was, I'm going to stab you in the eye or throat with a pen directed at Kickback and or someone else. And then he disappeared. Volkaisis, with multiple people threaten Kickback. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Our Kickback. New built-to-rule figures. Simeon Scott, I have no memory of this. That didn't really make it past a certain threshold.
Yeah.
If you weren't deep fandom at a certain time in like 09, I think you wouldn't have noticed.
If you weren't TF Gen 3 adjacent.
Yeah.
Even then, some of that was just like, man, so the most effed up thing happened.
What did Timu, what did Kickback do for people wanting to stab them? Nothing really. It was mostly just like Kickback has a certain personality when some, you know, and it is a personality that is very, very easy for the kind of person who would publicly threaten to stab someone in the eye to react to, is what I would say.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kickback will ever watch these streams.
Probably not. No. No, he's too busy running all things Toku.
Yeah,
I think.
True.
But no, Kickback, you know, was in a good nexus, I think, for quite a while to like go to all the places, meet all the people, chat with all the people. So when somebody would come along and say like, "Oh, well, you know, Peter Cullen's going to come back to voice Optimus Prime," he tell me, to be able to say like, "No, he's not," because like I know the people that are doing the thing now, and that's not it. Well, how do you know? It's because I know, because I could text him right now if you'd like.
And also,
but that doesn't prove anything. My brother's roommate knows a guy that works for Nintendo, and he said,
Kickback was also often in the position to be the first or second person someone would talk to before that kind of incident would go down.
Yeah.
So some of it was also simply coincidence and website responsibility, which led to, did someone threaten Kickback again?
That's day ending in a Y, isn't it?
But yeah, by the way, we also have a Micron Densetsu restock at HLJ, and there's something about a DVD. This is the reveal of the Takara Collection number 12 being the Minibot gift set. So it's 6 body... Oh boy, yeah, here's the translation. Thanks to Kurt1178 for the submission. 1984, being domestic in 6, the Transformer which is sold, 6 body sets, respectively from Beagle mode deformation to the robot. The case character, which the 2 character is not converted so far, card conversion, other than power gliding. Gorgeousness setting and pin-up attachment of collector agreement. Best selection of the important character, which at the time participates uniquely inside animation. As for the inside 3 points, the Japanese not yet sale character. Minibotto, popularity, number, the Van Bull of 1 is reissue with the new modeling head of animation specification. About reservation of the commodity at October 28th becomes the deadline. There is the limit in number in regard to the additional reservation after that. About the delivery of the commodity, the delivery of the commodity is February. In other words, the set is set to be released in February, and will include a poster, and perhaps some other print material. Bumblebee will have a remolded head. So back in the day, we were in fact using Babelfish Alta Vista stuff, but usually no one would do any editorial. They'd just post the translation. Dynamo Dave,
know what they're actually trying to say.
Dynamo Dave with, yeah, thanks Kurt1178. Hey, KB exclusive G-Axis and Megabolt are out in stores. I wonder how Hasbro felt somewhere in the, not Transformers team, but just the Hasbro Corporation, when they were finally shipping their exclusive KB Toys partnered exclusive to KB Toys, right after KB Toys lost a lawsuit so hard they had to pay out from cash register at every KB Toys owned store in the country.
Well, between 25% and 30%, you're getting 55% off the toys. And they were the same price as retail other places, you know, because KB always had like the price with the crossed out price.
Yeah.
Like their price, our price. So I also wonder how much of that is like, are they taking it off of that top fake price? Or were they coming off of their not fake price? But yeah, okay, says Hasbro got their money though, right? So why care?
Oh, I'm not saying that someone at Hasbro was like mad. I'm just wondering if someone in the process was watching all this going like, you know, like we, our big exclusive already on sale because they got thrown into a wall face first in court, I guess. Want to be a, oh, wow. Okay, Dreamwave is looking for student art. This is friggin' the loaded language in 2024. Dreamwave is holding a search for new artists. Want to be a comic book artist? Interested in comics? Have the talent to draw? A major whiz on Photoshop? Or just a student artist looking for exposure? Dreamwave Productions Limited is conducting a search in their own hometown for a new digital artist from all local Toronto universities and college senior years in hopes to seek amazing talent and support local art culture. Please submit 1 to 2 pieces of digital artwork rendered using Adobe Photoshop or Painter software only. Do not submit original artwork. Please send 8.5 by 11. What a formatting thing that happened here. Please send 8.5 by 11 full color printouts. Submissions will not be returned. The art may be completed as an illustration first, then colored using the aforementioned software, or may be completely digital. Please refer to our website to see the type of art we are looking for, and also as a reference guide. Copies of our comics are available for more reference. Titles include Transformers, Ninja Turtles, Mega Man, Dark Minds, Necro War, and many others. The school must send the submissions collectively in a package. Each submission must include the student's name, phone number, and email address. Pat Lee, one of North America's top 10 comic book pencilers and president of Dreamwave, along with his team of creative and art directors, will be judging this contest. Send it to this place in Markham. The prizes. Winner of the Art Search contest will have their artwork published in an upcoming comic book with the opportunity of possible employment as an artist with Dreamwave Productions. They will also win a Mega Dreamwave prize pack. For inquiries, please contact Candice, the PR manager at candice@dreamwaveprod.ca. What's at that address now? Yeah, I don't know. 11 Allstate Parkway.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. I'm trying to see. Can I get Google Street View somewhere? Oh yes, right in front.
Sideswipe Prime. They used Painter. I haven't used that program in 10 years. Well, 21 years ago.
I cannot read it from the street.
Ah. Darkwing Spartan. Dreamwave paying people an exposure before it was cool. Yeah, this was before for exposure became a cuss phrase. Stardust Magician, correct. This was, quote, before Alex Milne got cheated out of a crap ton of money. While people were getting cheated out of money, they were looking for free student labor. Hardcore. Real hardcore stuff. I didn't know that they were doing a public search for abusable student talent while abusing their non-student talent. That's...
Yeah. Well, look, you got to start the abuse train early, because if you don't...
Cherry on top.
Hold on. Okay, most popular places at this address: Worley, Canada, Crown Realty Partners, and Novex Insurance.
Novex
that would
Insurance.
be inhealth.ca has that as their address.
Valkai says, ask Simon Furman his thoughts sometime. They're great. He's at Toronto, I think, so if someone catches him in the bar and he just says, hey, tell me about Pat Lee, I would love it to... Simon Furman just friggin' like his face this ages 50 years and he crushes a glass in his hand. Stardust Magician, I'm actually very unsurprised by this now that I'm reading it. It's almost like, oh, of course they also did this before.
But at the time, 2003 us would have been like, oh, hey, that sounds like a great thing. You can get out there and get an idea.
Yeah, this is when companies got away with this because we didn't know any better. Because again, not 100% speaking here, but broad strokes, a lot of the top level internet like user base were in their early 30s at best, right?
Yeah.
There was just a lack of lived experience in a lot of audiences. Man. Also, it's so wild where they're like, we only want digital Photoshop and Painter artwork. It's like...
Yeah, because that's the only software we have licenses for. We don't have Adobe PDF. That's a separate thing you have to download from Photoshop. That
toy guy here with the traditional beans drop just in time to miss us talking about Dreamwave inventing for exposure in 2003 in Markham, Ontario. Toy guy, here's an address for you to look up sometime. 11 Allstate Parkway, Suite 200, Markham, Ontario. Former location of Dreamwave Productions. Bunch of stuff is on sale at Amazon.com. These are G1 Oh, this is what's in Season 3 Part 1's DVD box set.
Yeah.
So that ran up to Ghost in the Machine? This is out of order. This is weird. Armada's airing, comics. New Transformers Tatakai scans at Fan to Fan. This is when we are finding out that Headmaster's characters are in this, as well as the Firebots, Grotusk, and Double Cross.
Snapdragon 8 face.
Six shot.
I remember to see how it works in the game.
I vaguely remember the 6-shot bit and the Headmasters being like, maybe this game's deeper than we think. If you can play as all these guys.
It's into the deep lore, man.
Continuing into October 2003. Hang on, I need to minimize a window. I'm constantly almost hitting the end stream button. I'm going to move this window out of the way.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Do I need to bring a spare monitor up with me to Toronto so that you can have a second monitor?
I mean, if you want to give me a monitor,
I've got 4 gathering dust.
I will accept any HDMI equipped monitor. I just can't do one with pins. I don't think I have that anymore.
I think a couple of them are HDMI.
Because this was a pre-boxed computer, so I could have a graphics card. So I don't think it has pins anymore. Also, this computer has randomly been turning itself off, not during streams, oddly, but sometimes it just stops, and the button's still on, and holding the button doesn't make it stop. I have to flip the power bar off.
That's fun.
The fans are still spinning,
or some other F word.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a ROG. It's a Republic of Gamers. It was the only way I could get a graphics card. I don't know how to build computers. I want someone to hang out with me and teach me how computers work.
I can come up on Tuesday. All you have to do is ask.
Yeah, famous last words. Yes, not during streams. Oddly. Simeon Scott, please give him an extra monitor. When the viewership starts going like, please, for God's sake, please. He keeps juggling 14 windows in one monitor. Anyway, Transformers Month from Dreamwave. Thanks to Candice Chan, the PR manager at Dreamwave. Imagine being the public relations manager at Dreamwave in 2003 when everything seems fine.
Yeah. I wonder at what point it goes from being like easy to being like the duck on a pond. Like it all looks cool, but just kicking like crazy underneath the surface. Like, oh my god.
At what point
would you shut up?
At what point did she just egress out a window with a parachute?
Yeah.
Anyway, Generation 1 Issue 1 debuts. This is with vaunted writer Brad Mick. Writer Brad Mick has fired up this seat-throttling... What the hell is a seat-throttling adventure?
I think they were going for car words, but not understanding how words go together.
Brad Mick has fired up this seat-throttling adventure with one of Transformers fans' favorite artists, Don Figueroa, penciling the meanest bots ever.
You say seat throttling, I imagine you sitting in a seat and somebody grabbing you around the neck and like squeezing and shaking, right? Because that'd be you getting throttled in a seat.
I'm getting strangled in a chair.
Yes. Yes.
Brad Mick has fired up this chair-strangling adventure. Well, here's a quote from vaunted writer Brad Mick. This is the one I've been waiting for since I was a little kid, exclaimed writer Brad Mick, writer of Transformers G1, V2, More Than Meets the Eye, and Devil May Cry. So expect the intensity level to crank up to about 11 here with even more characters, more drama, and of course, more big bad robot action than before. With Don Figueroa and Espen Grundjern on board, this will be the greatest looking Transformers comic since Transformers the movie. For those who don't know, Brad Mick isn't a human. So it's really weird to see known homunculus Brad Mick saying, this is the one I've been waiting for since I was a kid. And yeah, Brad Mick, creator, I guess, of Devil May Cry. Don Figueroa exclaims, what can I say other than what an honor it is to follow the footsteps of Pat Lee? What a quote. I mean, no one knew, right? I finally get to draw the old school bots. The Transformers brand is on a roll lately with the new television series, toys, video games, and talks about an upcoming live-action movie. It's one of the best revivals, and it's great to be a part of it. I hope you enjoy the ride. Yeah, Don Figueroa was two men combined together. No one knows why. No, we do know why. I just keep forgetting why. And they still won't say what they were going to do either, to this day, 21 years later. Because they're like, we might still sell this. We might still get money for this. It's like, dog, I get it, but
but
you're not gonna. Pat Lee somehow acquired 18 more lives and got away with it. So, oh, Pat Lee, by the way, president of Dreamwave, shares. Having Don work on the Transformers ongoing series is amazing for Dreamwave. He is such an awesome Transformers illustrator and will do great justice taking over the series. I will continue to work on new Transformers titles, but I'm really looking forward to Don's work on the Transformers ongoing series, and I am positive that the story and art will knock your socks off! 3 exclamation marks. Still want to see more Pat Lee art? Yes, you do. Then add another item to your Transformers G1 list. Pick up the calendar for 2004. It's the only way to start the new year. Transformers month, January 2004. Thank you, Jotaku Voice. That is a biblically accurate Pat Lee voice. I am G2 Pat Lee, so it was something I had to learn for the craft. Timu saying that Dreamwave did a 3-part Devil May Cry comic, so that explains that credit. Toy Guy saying, I remember Andrew Sorahan would make a gagging noise every time he heard the name Pat Lee. Dynamo Dave has that calendar! Was it the only way to start the new year?
Yeah, 2003 to 2004, the ball drops in New York. You kiss a loved one. You stare longingly at a calendar.
You crack open your Pat Lee calendar, and the year of the Transformers begins. You got it in 2006. Perfect. Ronnie Lane. Everyone else who started 2003 without it died. Darkwing Spartan. I feel like this is just written specifically to pander to those 20-somethings on the early internet. Guess what most of the early internet was, right?
Yeah,
because that's all. Like I was mentioning before, a lot of the upper crust of early internet communities was mostly people in their late 20s, early 30s, as I recall it. Like that was a lot of the bodies online at that time. So that was the voice, right? Anyway, Armada Max Cons with bonus minicon packs. These, I think we talked about these before. These are those things I keep remembering where there's bonus minicons taped onto packaging.
Yeah.
So variant collectors were starting to hate their life.
Mm-hmm.
We in fact have I was going to say recovering. You are decades removed from recovering, but a former variant collector from this era.
Hey, it's like anything. It's a disease. I've fought it back, but who knows when it may relapse.
True. Some of the DVD box and stuff.
Millennials did know how to internet. We are the internet generation. That's the thing.
Because I'm a millennial. I was there. Lot. It was a lot of millennial kids and Gen X post-college grads formed a lot of internet communities at this time. Well, millennial kids and adults. I was an adult at this time, technically. I was barely an adult at this time.
Yeah, you're barely an adult now.
I have refused to fully become an adult. Ronnie Lane, I was released onto the internet in 2nd grade with no filters. Hoof. We got new music on the site. Nope, we don't.
Yeah. That's the one I'm surprised Tony hasn't kept alive.
Yeah, I thought Tony's remixes were like the one perma fixture that was always going to be here. And we got more convoy images from DreamWorks World Fighters. The Universe Skydive listing. Picture removed. It wasn't the actual repaint. I wonder what was there. Photo galleries, which aren't there anymore. Alternator smokescreen in package. Oh boy. Ronnie Lane says, I learned the birds and the bees from banner ads of Goku shoving his Dragon Balls into Sailor Moon. And I wasn't even looking for them, it was just all the emulation sites had porn ads. I vaguely recall this era.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them have that going on now, too.
LogosMinor saying, I was hitting that B button to stop entering final adult form like a Pokemon. Yep. That's pretty much what we're doing. That's what we're doing. But you know what? I'm self-aware, and that's the important thing. Let's see. Rapid Run and Tread Bolton package. Transformers Armada board game is 2 for 1. I think we spent part of a stream trying to figure out if that board game ever came out, and now it's already 2 for 1 sale at Toys R Us. Season 3 images from TF Club. Incentive covers. Brad Mick explains errors in G1 Volume 2. Brad had this. This is so funny to read now that we know what Brad Mick is. I was wondering if you'd do me a favor. Issue 6 of G1 has several huge typos on page 2. It should say 3.9 million years ago, not 7.9. Who cares? Anyway, Brad Mick speaking in the singular is so messed up.
It's over at Trans Fandom that's dead.
Yeah, Trans Fandom.
The site is under construction and coming soon.
Oh, hooray!
So, they'll get right on it.
Armada Bubble Twist candy has been found by Meg's Trigger Man. I think that might have been a balls joke or a dick joke, actually, in 2003.
Eventually.
Takara's toy section's updated. SKN for alternators. Alternators, $20 US. What an era.
Although trying to sell a bunch of alternators a while back, that's about what you get for them now. For some of them.
Yeah. Ronnie Lane, Brad Mick was a pen name of multiple people. That's part of why Brad Mick referring to itself in the singular and talking about having a childhood is so messed up. Brad Mick was a piloted robot. An interview with the Prelude to Energon developer. So that's the Armada PS2 game when it was still called Prelude to Energon. I think it dropped that title eventually. The Transformers.net has the interview. Does the interviews on a scary-looking website. Domain 37589.sites.fanhosts.com/review.asp ? Menu ID = 553.
It goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere. Don't type that in. Wheeljax has informed us that the Transformers Artbook Genesis is officially available in comic stores. Online stores should be receiving their shipments soon. I wonder how this turns out, because I can't remember. Valkai says Brad Mick swapping pants and shirt mode for every interview. Let's see. Information on the trade paperbacks. This is the Titan trade paperbacks, which I think have become kind of legendary to collect now, if I recall correctly. This is when we were... GoBot Mini Team... This is when we were first learning of the GoBot version of the Mini-Bot team, I am assuming. Because this was on HLJ. So this might have been for the eHobby set. Transformers.com has pictures of 20th Anniversary Optimus. There will be a weekly Q&A. I bet we didn't copy-paste it onto here, though. I would love to see that Q&A. Cybertron Expo is more details. Ooh, what's the... Oh! Huge Energon comic info from Newsrama. More Brad Mick quotes. This is set 10 years after Armada. This is Furman talking. But I saw Brad Mick in here somewhere. Prime is still Armada Prime. Get ready for a whole new slant on the established idea of combiners. Why is Energon the next step in the revolution of the Transformers myth? So much text in here. Newsrama was all over the place. Wait, where does Brad Mick come in? Is this Furman and Brad Mick? Because Mick added here. I didn't want to actually read this entire thing, but Let's see. Older, Rad, Carlos, and Alexis, and new...
Mick's quote is, Megatron, all I can say is just to remember you can't keep a bad bot down, no matter how many holes you put through him.
That's way too human for a Brad Mick quote.
Sorry, I don't have...
Ronnie Lane.
Robot.
Ronnie Lane, I wonder who Brad Mick was in the interviews. Yeah, at some point, surely someone encountered a human masquerading as Brad Mick. Or did Brad Mick always have a mask on, or like shades or something, and a huge wig? Energon Armada Energon continuity is rapidly becoming one of the biggest in the whole history of Transformers. This is a history that is still, at this point, less than 20 years old, by the way. Oh, wow. Expect edgy, no-nonsense storytelling that will evoke the spirit of Gen 1 at its very best. Oh, and there'll be a usual quota of jaw-dropping surprises. This is going to change the way we look at Transformers forever. This series also got canceled. And never finished. Forever, and never finished.
Ronnie Lane, I should buy an art alley table under the name Brad Mick. No, that would be too obvious. Make it Mad Brick. Yeah.
But a huge name tag that says, I'm actually Brad Mick.
Yes.
New Transformers trademarks.
Always love these.
Clocker, Cruel Lock, Spark of Combination, Breakdown, Landmine, Triceradon, Air Raid, Override, Camshaft, G-Axis, Treadbolt, Knockout, Night Scream, Cliff Jumper, Megabolt, King Atlas. King Atlas was huge when we saw that one. Also, Clocker. This would be 2 years before we saw Cybertron Clocker. I can't remember if there was a Clocker before then.
I don't think
so. Someone was just like, we need to get Clocker now.
Yeah, it's just some of those early, like, hey, what are words that could be Transformers things? Clocker. All right, cool. What is it? Well, figure it out.
Also, Mock Tackle with the good taste saying, man, Cruel Lock was such a sick name. Yes. Evil Grimlock being Cruel Lock was understated and underappreciated in its time. Photo galleries, sightings, Walmart offering 97-cent shipping on hot holiday toys. Shipping back then was also such a different thing. I mean, shipping 5 years ago was also such a different thing. But
also, yeah.
You want to go back 21 years and go, like, did you know that in 21 years the U.S. Postal Service will collapse, more or less? It will turn into a bicycle attached to a large organ. Just making cartoon bonking noises. 2 Universe pre-orders removed from Small Blue Planet. They lost Tarantulas and Skydive. At Hot Topic, Transformers reversible knit caps. Front page news. Video Now. Oh! I remember what Video Now was like. It was like a little gimmick that you could put things in to play stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The episodes are in black and white.
Yeah.
I never had a Video Now, but I vaguely recall what this thing was. Super low-res CD discs.
Yep.
Not DVDs. In October 2003, in a Q3 report for earnings, Hasbro cites Transformers as a key toy line. CyberCon Expo update. KB Toys, in the throes of their loss at a court case, is also giving away a poster. New images of Binaltech Sideswipe. There was so much discourse around that Sideswipe not having the right leg articulation. Supercon bonus packs. You get 2 Supercons. Were these also the ones that were just, like, taped together?
Probably. I mean, Costco's the big bulk store, so that's generally their dick when it comes to stuff.
Oh, a bunch of people saying Billiam and Tecmone have covered the Video Now, if people want to go look that thing up. Tecmone is apparently audio only, but Billiam has a good video. Okay. Lano Joe 87. I remember having one of those Hot Topic hats when I was a kid. That was front page news in October of 2003. Fleer Transformers trading card info. This is coming from the Allspark. So there was a Fleer trading card set that had special insert cards called Armada Flappers, which are basically folded cards that fold and reveal different sides of the card. We have one side that has robot mode and some tech specs, then the other side has the vehicle mode. Needless to say, we feel these are very desirable and are very excited to be offering them. That's a quote from Fleer.
Yeah.
You know, we, the makers of this card, feel they are very desirable.
Yes.
Please. Unicron fans enjoy. This is hosted on GameShark.com?
No good.
Damn it. Was Stickfast around at this time? Yes. I'm pretty sure. G.I. Joe was alive. Aaron Archer threw some shade at G.I. Joe in an Orson's World earlier in the stream, where in 2003 he said the difference between G.I. Joe and Transformers is Transformers has a play pattern.
Oh yeah, Stick Fuzz were 2002 to 2004 licensed to Hasbro.
Yeah. That was the Hasbro era. Zevos was mid-aughts. And yeah, this was Sigma 6 era, so yeah, the Gonzo animated G.I. Joe cartoon. First images of Energon Unicron in box. The GoBots listing was a regular Transformers listing. Anime Astro Train E-Hobby. Palisade statue. Bio.
Man, so many statues. Always so many statues.
The Dreamwave Ultra Fan contest has an update. Oh no, this is just a silly actual contest. Okay. I thought this was like that for exposure, but still. Have you seen this cover? Probably not. There were only 1,000 in the world. And it was under-ordered by 75%. The first incentive cover listed in Wizard at a hefty $70 US. Second one has been seen on eBay for as much as $50 US. So they're giving away this very valuable incentive cover. I forgot about incentive covers.
Yeah.
Those are still around, but I never pursued those. Okay, people are saying Sigma 6 was a little bit later than 03. Because yeah, this is where we had an Orson's World question where someone was like, G.I. Joe fans are eating so well because the toy line's catering to the adult collectorship. Because this was like the 3 3/4 inch anniversary line, I think.
You know what we haven't had for about a half a month now?
Orson's World.
No, more than a month is Orson's World.
Yeah. I wonder if we're in the era where he was asked to stop just being on one site. I don't remember when that happened, though.
Yeah, I don't remember when all that fall.
Yo, Trans Fandom has an interview with the Brad Mick. Oh no, this doesn't work, does it?
No.
That's
Trans Fandoms. All of their pages are under construction and coming soon.
I want to know how the Brad Mick spoke in a private interview. Tarantino writing Transformers comics? Brian Savage Peterson of SergeantSavage.com. I was watching an interview with Quentin Tarantino on BBC. He was saying how he's really a huge 80s geek and he'd love to get into writing comics at one point down the road. So the reporter asked him, Spider-Man? Superman? He replies, no way! I would love to write G.I. Joe and Transformers! That didn't pan out. I remember, though, when that was still the news. It was like, a celebrity said the word Transformers. Here's a video clip.
God, they know what
Alan Weaver with the big truth drop here. Transformers don't have the feet he likes, though. True. Unless they do. The 2005 debate of the week. What? This is a kickback thing.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you have a lot you'd like to say about the current Transformers musings, but feel there's nowhere to say it? How many of you have burning passion about some of the current ongoings in the world of Transformers, but don't feel like you have a place to vent out that verbal flair? Well, now you do. TFW, along with the 2005 boards, is proud to announce a new feature, the 2005 Debate of the Week. So what's this all about? Every Friday there will be a new debate on our 2005 boards around a Transformers topic. The debate will run a full week, Friday to Friday, with a full article on the front page of TFW the following Monday highlighting the debate along with the best quotes from various posters on each angle side of the debate. This will be a weekly occurrence. The first debate topic is as follows. With Transformers Armada winding down to a close, what are your personal feelings on the entire line of Armada? Comics, toys, TV, etc. What worked? What didn't work? And what would you have changed? So if this got a front page summary, then maybe we have a replacement for Orson's World. Dynamo Dave with the big quote, when soliciting opinions on the internet was a good idea. Kind of, yeah, because this is when the Transformers fandom was very small. So, and this is when TFW's user base was very small and controllable. And you could actually know most people posting.
Yeah,
well.
you directly recognize screen names in other threads, not just like, oh, I have these 5 threads that are 7,000 pages long now. That's a little community inside itself. It was, you celebrated people reaching 1,000 posts by beating them.
Yeah. Also, this is before the word debate was sullied, sundered, and had its innards pulled out through its groin.
Yes. This probably is when there was also the politics forum.
Okay, you know what? I have this feeling. I can never confirm this because those forum posts are gone. I have a feeling this was an attempt to have a nicer version of the News and Politics forum.
Maybe.
Because I think people really enjoyed... So the News and Politics forum, for as much, as I regard it as a big scary phantom, there were actually really decent moments of back and forth and human connection in that forum. And I think 9/11 obliterated that, but I think this was an attempt by Kickback to try to rediscover some of the untoxic vibes that existed then. And bear in mind, this is before the live action movie, so as I said, this is when TFW was just a message board among about 5 other message boards of note.
Yes. Yeah, I do remember seeing the massive uptick charts whenever real authentic movie stuff happened, and the first couple of times when what was it, this is still a few years in our future from here, but it was major news website linked to TFW, and the active people pinging the website went up by a factor of 10, and it became we have to be serious.
And it only took a few years for in 2008 we started the podcast, and I distinctly recall in 2008 I had already mostly receded from a lot of the board. And we started treating the podcast subforum as its own little forum we could live in. Because we were already unable to deal with the rest. I was still posting, I think, more. But that was when I started to go, I can't deal with being part of this monstrosity anymore. It's impossible to feel like I'm talking to people. By the way, photo galleries, a listing at Barnes & Noble, some dates, reversible caps are now on sale at Style & Online, and an in-package picture of Energon Starscream, who was able to get this through an eBay seller. So this is, again, back in the day. You combed eBay every night if you had the spare time.
Yeah, you had searches saved. When you were doing news, you had searches saved for all the specific words, and then frequently misspelled versions of those words.
You had to search for Transformers and then do a different search for Transformer.
Yeah.
And then eventually learned to do the Transformer search, then the Transformer Shift 8, which would cover Transformers or Transformers or Transformerses. Dynamo Dave, kudos to both of you seeing the absolute vitriol in 2008 internet days and deciding to jump in and participate more. Well, Aaron was trying to moderate still, in a way.
Yeah.
Like, Aaron was doing way more. I was very much like, that's when I realized I'm not built to be a TFW moderator. I'm built to be a moderator in a place where the rules include moderators can also just throw you out a window if the vibes are bad. I need that for my style of moderating. So and TFW does not have that. That's one of the things that kind of stuck with TFW, and it doesn't jive with how I look at moderation anymore. Aaron was there trying to implement that moderation for a while, and that it becomes a lot of mental work because it's like you're playing a complex tabletop game against people who really want to win.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's a thing that I'll say about TFW is they prefer to lean on the side of the benefit of the doubt over certain things. However, I personally sometimes feel like maybe some of the more toxic people, the guys what was the guy that supposedly made his own third party company where the Mandarin word for, or the Mandarin text of it.
Oh, that's
racist
scumbag. Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, it actually means that. It's like, no, it doesn't. No.
Yeah. No, and like, I understand why a large numbered rules list is being stuck to, because for a massive user base, that's a easier way to implement moderation when your moderators are all volunteers. And in 2024, are you really gonna make the transition to paid moderators, or do you just kind of coast along with how things are, right? Yeah. And the nice thing is a lot of the mega threads, like the Diaclone reboot thread, kind of self-police to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So that, and also, what are message boards in 2024, right?
Yeah.
It's so, there have been so many eras now, and it's, I mean, this is a whole other topic. This is, and I know I've talked with Cypher about this, at TFCon a couple times, like, just the nature of what major Transformers social hubs even are has evolved so many times, but every previous major era is still there and still being used by someone. So there's all these just trails and echoes everywhere, and it's just so wild. But like, yeah, it's just part of what makes it all really interesting to me. Cypher, in the chat, mCypher, also was like super active in the day one days of Usenet. So like, they're like, just in this stream alone, we have connectivity like throughout this entire history, right? And it's impossible to draw like direct comparisons, because we're already drawing strings between decade eras that are like stretched thin as taffy, right? It's so wild. I even posted on Usenet once or twice way back when I was like a kid, and I remember it being really scary because I didn't know how Usenet worked. Also, the CyberCon Expo is this weekend. John and Carl Hartman, the owners and organizers of BotCon, are going to make a big announcement at that expo about their upcoming show in June 2004.
Unfortunately, that BotCon link works. Heyo. Oh, sorry.
Okay. I was like, why? Yeah. Oh, because it's the actual domain. Yeah. And we got new universe bios, more photo galleries. I'm gonna say let's get into the early November, and then I think we got a good like we did it point.
We got through 2 months this week.
We got a new CD from Les Brown of NRG from Instruments of Discussion.
Discussion, yes, that's Instruments of Discussion.
Instruments of Discussion. Tools of talking at each other. Yeah, Les Brown, vocalist from Instruments of Destruction, saying in 2003, I have a new CD out. The band is called Damn Cheetah. The CD is called Primal. If you like old school melodic hard rock, then head over to www.area403.net.
That works.
Should I click it?
I mean, it's a website. It's a website of an era.
Oh! It's still advertising Cheetah Primal. I'm making sure you can all see this. Is this just the website from 2003?
There's a guest book at the bottom of it if you want to click on that.
Click on the guest
Manually
book.
baked in advertisement.
The system has failed to log you
Rapster.
in. Look at the error message. I didn't fail. The system failed. So yeah, people saying someone is still paying for this URL.
You can get a drum school VHS tape.
I gotta see the download store. All MP3s are encoded at 192 iPod happiness. Make all your purchases with confidence, knowing PayPal has 150 million accounts and is owned by eBay. People reacting to BraveNet. I don't know what BraveNet is. Give me the BraveNet T. 192K MP3s. Can I still preview these?
No, I clicked on a couple of them and it said like doesn't load. Damn cheetah.
Man, who wants to buy one? I wonder. I can't. But someone should try this. Oh my god, I have such a huge security warning up at the top of the connection is not secure.
Yeah, it's not been updated in 20 some odd years. It's just saying like,
what else? Okay, what? Tell a friend, join the tell a friend is a .swift. Let's go to reviews. Oh, look at what... Look at... This is very... It's dying! It's... This looks like the ARG from 9 Inch Nails Year Zero, when, like, you were getting pieces of a future website time traveled into your browser. Oh, the Internet Explorer logo on the bottom. Swift was a music video. You're right. Because that was like a Flash-ish thing. Tech spec reader to read this website says Mock Tackle. Interviews. RockUnited.com.
TFTM the store. Insecure download blocked, insecure download block, unsecure download block, unsecure download block.
The Rock United review still works, but it loads funny now. What's happening?
Maybe there are some things that should have died by BitRot.
This interview, copyright 2003. Velkais is saying this is probably used old frames code. Okay, there's another interview. I'm going to try the loudest rock. Server not found. Oh, I can launch a Flash stream player as long as I have DSL or cable.
Oh.
This is a really old website. Does it work? Do Swifts work still?
Did you go away, or have you just died?
No, sorry, I'm still studying this website. The Swift wants to download. I'm not downloading that. The gig board. Oh, wow, they're just posting people's classifieds. We are looking for what we're looking for is serious, talented bands worldwide that want to be a success. We currently manage bands worldwide in all genres and have proper connections for their success. If you want to be a star, come to Eagle Star. Eagle Star Entertainment in Alabama, USA. Eagle Star Ent.
Whole chunk down line a little bit for Canada.
Also, there's Africa, Australia. Okay, in Canada. Hang on, there was one up here. Where was it? Hard rock heavy metal band with movie deal. Seeking rhythm guitarist. The band will be writing the entire soundtrack and be featured playing live in 2 scenes of a vampire film, The Damned. In Canada, seeking a country guitarist for Lindsay, Ontario. Canada area. Must own transportation and gear. The band is a prominent 6-piece local country band. Interested individuals should have a good attitude and stage presence. What's your name? I'm a 22-year-old aggressive punk rock rhythm guitarist that's been playing for 5 years. My inspirations are Trigger Happy, Choke, Strung Out, etc. Looking to jam. Email me at snarfu@hotmail.com. Ronnie Lane confirming the MP3 store does not work. The link to buy the CD with PayPal seems to work. Valkyries is the chance to start a PayPal dispute with an ancient relic.
The PayPal manager's like, what the hell did you click on?
Is this where 3 Days Grace came from? Oh God. Okay, here's another one from Canada. Christian drummer blessed by God. I am a Christian drummer with 28 years experience in all types of music. 7 years Christian rock and gospel. Also have experience in studio work. I have a whole lot of stuff. Looking for a full-time church job in a church ministry already established Christian band. Email me at wilsonj36@hotmail.com or call this number, this BC number, and ask for Jim. They were just posting all this stuff on a website.
Just putting your phone number on a website. I'm sure that's been scraped so many times, and then whoever has that number now is wondering how they keep on getting telemarketer calls.
Alan Weaver.
No, I'm not a drummer. Why do people keep calling?
Alan Weaver
asking if I can come drum at their church event.
Saying, I'd hate to hire a Christian drummer not blessed by God. Serious devoted funky bass player looking for a committed band with original music. Qualifications: 21 years old, solid all these people are now plus 21 years added in, by the way. 21 years old, solid professional attitude, innovative lead bass talent with pop, slap, and funk style techniques, excellent stage presence, experience in major club venues, professional gear, CD development and release, studio recording experience, developing original bass lines, willing to relocate. Influences: conditions: no drugs, period. No chronic boozers. Expects equal dedication, commitment, and teamwork. No bad attitudes and power trippers. This sounds like a bass player coming off a bad experience, by the way.
Yeah.
Email rowbailey@istar.ca. Oh, damn. 19-year-old male vocalist looking for serious musicians to form band with. I live in Toronto. Write deep, heartfelt lyrics and can double on guitar if needed. Influences include Tool, AIC, and Korn. If interested, please email me at aic666@rocketmail.com. Oh, look at this. Denmark. We are trying to find the guitarist Radik Machine. We think he is Danish. We would like to purchase a number of his CDs. Best wishes, Fred F. Winkler. Musicians from Egypt, writing in modern idiom, are interested to have their works disseminated. Yeah, Lano Joe, help us.
Man, when you get down to the United States, it is by state, and there is significant stuff by state.
Hang on, I gotta keep scrolling. I gotta keep scrolling. This Germany one. Gloomshroom, a Kaiserslautern Germany area band, is looking for a drummer, not necessarily pro. A bit of experience preferred. If you can hold a drumstick, then email us for a tryout at fishyspacemonkeys@yahoo.com. The friggin' email addresses. This stuff is blowing my mind. Someone from Iceland. My Reykjavik, Iceland phone number is this. I'm going to Paris. Ireland. Hi, my name is Kathy. I'm looking to form a band in Ireland. Anyone between 18 to 23 who can play any of the following. Influences would be the Pixies, Pink Floyd, the Breeders, Weezer, the Frames, Frank Black, Kathy A. Hearn at hotmail.com. This I don't care. This is taking over the stream. This is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Israel, how about you?
Yeah. So there are blanks. There are a couple of states that have "How about you" as you scroll down.
Oh,
Look at where your scroll bar is in relationship to the length of the page.
oh my God! Can I show? Can I get that to show up? Hang on.
Because like in states now, you're just squeezing the screen over. I don't think you're getting the.
My keyboard was also not awake. There it is. There it kind of. My scroll bar is very high up. It's real high up. I don't know how much you can tell in there how high up my scroll bar is.
Yeah,
Nobody's got a higher scroll bar than me. Japan, Portugal, Russia, Spain, Sweden. I'm keyboard playman, guitar and vocalist. I'm working in Sicily. The UK. These email addresses alone are sending me. They're so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Alabama. 16-year-old drummer. They just, some 16-year-olds sent them something to put on the internet with their info.
Yeah. Going to be a hot dancer. But apparently wants to be a musician. I don't know.
Arizona. I'm looking for musicians for a Christian rock band. Was that a thing back then?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was Evanescence era, right?
Yeah.
Because early Evanescence, the dude who stopped being with them was like, super duper, we got to be a Christian rock band, if I recall correctly. They put their whole address in there. Yeah, Alan Weaver. It's okay. Now they're 37. Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
$100 reward for a bassist. Twist of Fate F8 seeks a bassist to join a world-class rock. Is Twist of Fate still a thing?
Let's see if they ever made it past this little bit.
I'm bookmarking this page. I'm bookmarking the gig board. This is so freaking amazing.
So Twist of Fate shows up on X.com as an active Discord weather community.
I wasn't expecting that twist of fate.
But there is an Amazon sales page, Amazon Music. One song, 4 minutes. Twist of Fate, Fall of Atlantis.
Well, I thought they were a world-class rock
Fate
band.
Is the name of the song. I don't know. Man, I can only do as much as Google's given me here.
The Twist of Fate says Twist of Fate could be described as U2 meets Creed meets Radiohead meets Gabriel. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Ronnie Lane has ordered the $20 signed CD from area403.net.
Good luck, my dude.
I can't believe. North South Carolina getting the same listing. Isn't that controversial now?
Yeah.
Colorado. Bass Polyer, age 16, looking for a thrash death metal band in Adams County area. If interested, hit me up at Bassman80602.
Man, North South Dakota. You combine the Dakotas, nobody would care.
Delaware. 1. Oh, here we go. 2003 era Florida. This one's not in bold. This is suddenly in regular font.
I like there's one here, Pro Stinger relocating all this stuff. It doesn't leave. It's like, please visit my webpage. Ooh, maybe that webpage still works.
Oh, Rick Stevens? Yeah.
Let's see.
Sorry,
how
I was just looking at the all
goes.
caps one here. These influences are so funny too. Like, I get it, but like it's such so of the times. My influences are Fuel, Creed, Incubus, Nickelback, Tool, Three Doors Down, Email Jim. It's another Jim.
Yeah.
MusicSmash@hotmail.com. Hey there, Chris Carnage. We were looking at this this news item, a new CD from Les Brown of NRG, which led to a site that's still here that has a gig board from 2003 with global gig board postings of people, sometimes as young as 16, just posting, like, self-doxing.
Yeah, full email address, phone number. Here's my house phone. Here's my cell phone number. Here's my home address.
From Georgia, I am a 13-year-old girl with a lot of talent willing to do what it takes to get in an R&B group. Email me back.
Oh, the internet, such a different time.
Look at the... Everyone's catching up now. Yeah. Don't worry. Drummer available. Oh, okay. Not 15 years old. 15 years experience. That's different. From Illinois, we are 2 teenage chicks looking to a bassist and maybe another guitarist to our punk alternative band. We prefer chicks to be in our band because we are going for the whole trying to get society to accept a punk chick band. Email me at womensnba323@aol.com. Got a band out of Kokomo, Indiana here.
Relatively close.
The farther down the alphabetical list of the states I go, the more under 20s I'm seeing on this. From Iowa, hello, my fellow musicians. I am a 15, soon-to-be 16-year-old guitarist from Des Moines, Iowa. Everyone from Iowa is under 16! Hey, I want to be a singer, but I'm only 14 and live in Comanche, Iowa.
Ugh.
Here's my address and phone number. What became of Les Brown of NRG? Do we know what became of Les Brown of NRG?
No idea. And okay, that address given in Comanche, Iowa is in a trailer court.
Oh no. They're now 35. Perhaps they're still there pursuing the dream.
Oh.
I need to leave this alone so we can finish October. I need to get out of this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to stop. I'm keeping it bookmarked. Jesus Christ. I knew the internet was oddly dangerous at times back then, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know frigging Les Brown of NRG had a bulletin board where children, preteen children and teenage children were just doxing themselves, saying, please, I'll do anything. Simeon Scott, is this going to be its own stream someday? You know what? Maybe. If that site disappears after this, then it's my belief Les Brown of NRG is watching these streams.
Holy crap, somebody bought our CD. What the heck? Why do we have a sudden spike on this one page? Oh, no.
He's gonna be like, what the... How? Anyway, hey, there's a bunch of... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. History. Bill's Toys and Games is online. This store is a young upstart run by our very own Trax83. I forgot about Bill's Toys and Games.
Yeah.
Good luck, Bill. I forgot he had a username. I always thought he was just Bill's Toys and Games. This was like all over the place briefly if you were living on the TFW boards.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a fair number of... It was a community. So in my baby fandom decade, this was a thing, and I don't remember what happened to Bill's Toys and Games. I just remember one day he disappeared. And that's all I remember. Also, on October 29, 2003, we discovered that the name Transformers Superlink is the next Japanese Transformers series. It might be the equivalent of Energon. Yeah, Valkaisis remembers Bill's, but has no idea what happened to him as well. Yeah, I don't remember. Transformers Tatakai has released in Japan. That might be the last we ever hear about it, actually.
Found what seems to be one of the last hits in the Wayback Machine for Bill's Toys and Games. The set's tech guru and my wife Liz took a job in the Pacific Northwest last November, undated. And now it's my time to join her. Starting May 1st, site shopping carts will be turned off while we begin the long task of counting and boxing up our inventory. While it's down, we're not able to be processed. However, if you're hunting for a specific item, feel free to contact us. For those of you who might be interested, our blog has reopened and new reviews of toys, TV series, movies are forthcoming with our first ever movie review with the premiere of Spider-Man 3.
Hang on, I got a link in the Discord about Bill's Toys and Games. From 2007. To which Valkaisis said, sadly, he is still in business. Not getting a response from Bill is standard procedure. Valkaisis, did you have a moment discovering your own self from 2007? I have to know. Because that would have weirded me out. Seth Buzzard saying if he sold excuses, he'd be a millionaire. Okay, something happened. Valkaisis, I do not remember posting that. Something clearly happened in 07. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's... it looks like... I mean, because that link was October 2007 that I pulled up. And then after that, they've got a few pings in 08 and 09. It's like just redirect pages. So something happened in that time frame.
I'm just scrolling through the thread. Seth was going at him. Holy crap. Man. I know the feeling, though, Valkaisis, of like, oh, here's a post I made in 07. That's not me. You know, like, I don't remember ever posting that or even having those kind of... I never remember having the convictions to have been driven to post that. But, like, back then, holy moly.
Yeah.
Oh, people are mad. It's just like, run. All I remember about Bill's Toys and Games, I saw him in a couple BotCons. He thought I was British, and I helped him pack up once.
I can see why, because of the accent and the general overall look.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, what? And he was like, well, you keep hanging out with all the British folks. And I was like, you know, I get it. But also, what do I sound like? Yeah, British Columbia is basically Britannia. Ronnie Lane, Darkwing Spartan, thanks for joining the V support. Holy moly. The membership. You should get a link to the Discord. And I have to roles you, but I'll do that later. Okay, Bill's Toys and Games ended badly. This is a 5-page thread, by the way.
Yeah. A lot of people in here. Super Prime, Silas in here saying he's still got $350 of mine.
Oh my god. Because this was when TFW was, again, this was pre 07 when Bill's was around heavily. This is when TFW as a site, the membership was like, what, maybe 5,000 people tops, and that's everyone, not active users. So, like, losing the faith, right? That's like if you were in a small Discord and you lost the faith of everybody, basically. Wow. J.E. Alvarez, 4th book to be released in November.
Oh, dang. So still on the Bill's Toys and Games.
Yeah.
I went and searched my own email, and I've got 9 or 10 emails back and forth of like, hey, so I have an order number and a priority mail, but it's not shown up and nothing's going on. And 2 weeks later, it's, Bill, I received the package today in a mauled box with a series of damaged in transit stickers on it.
Bill. In a mauled box? Valkysis says, apparently Jux got screwed out of a Predaking by him. I vaguely recall this being a beef.
That's in that thread, yeah.
Valkysis has discovered that he ordered from Bill too. Aaron, a mauled box is such an amazing description. You sound so polite too. Like, hey, bud, I got the package. It looks like you shot it with a gun.
Yeah, for Cybertron Deluxe Prime and Cybertron Deluxe Megatron.
Oh man. Yeah, because Bill's Toys and Games was like part. It wasn't just a dealer renew. He's part of the crew. Like he was part of the BotCon crew in the early aughts.
Galaxy Convoy and Galaxy Galaxy Convoy and Starscream, where I ordered those from. Yeah. That's friggin' personal history.
I was not expecting that. That's wild. It's hard to describe this. I have not thought about the phrase Bill's Toys and Games in probably 17 years. And reading that phrase, opened neurons in my head in the most distressingly vivid way, because I didn't know where any of them led. And I started to think, I think Bill's Toys and Games ends in tragedy. Either he died or something bad happened. And now seeing this thread, it's like, okay, something bad happened.
Yeah.
Sideways 117, why does it feel like old internet is pre-interstate and now social media is post-interstate? That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah. Because again, back in pre-07, every major Transformers message board was its own Twitter. It was its own Usenet, basically. You lived on a message board and made friends with folks on that message board. It's not like it's better, necessarily. It's just, it's different, right? Anyway, CyberCon Expo update. Transformers Redemption Episode 1 released. Downloaded at either Daily Rhetoric or Booba Smith 2.
Oh.
The official release thread doesn't work. The official site, server not found. The Redemption message board. That's on Pro Boards. That might still be there. Access denied. It does say you won't be disappointed. Well, in 2024, Booba Smith. Look, it's what it says. You can all read that, right? Booba Smith 2. Booba, sadly. Energon Decepticons poster. I have one of these posters, I think. Gold Jetfire, Universe, Car Bros, Energon item listings, Energon Wave 1 preview at Transformers.com. First out-of-package images of Alternator Smokescreen came from Elvin Pena. We can't look at them.
Nope, still 404s.
Damn it. Let's check the next page, and I think we'll be through October at that point.
Yep.
Oh, into November. Oh my god. Okay, we gotta get to the top of this page. Just to go full circle. Breakdown listed on Amazon.com. More stuff from Fan to Fan about gold stuff and Japanese box set pack-ins and etc. Preview on Transformers.com. A Ramjet reissue. No, this is Ramjet with three minicons. This was Universe Ramjet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Junior has stopped by to let us know this is most probably not the G1 version. Junior sounds really familiar.
Yes. He was a free, I want to say he was somebody that was like a store worker.
Yeah.
So he could just like go to the system and pull things.
Yeah. That sounds really familiar. Sorry, M. Cypher had a really good question. What happened to Booba Smith 1? I don't know. Energon in a Walmart stock room in Texas. Energon toys have been spotted on Walmart pallets in their store stock rooms. So yeah, we're into November. That's where we'll pick up next time. KB Toys now taking pre-orders for 20th Anniversary Prime after being humiliated, humbled, and exsanguinated at the cash registers of every store that they own.
GLH boy, friend of mine that I've not talked to, and
oh yeah, I bought something from GLH boy a couple of times. I wonder, is he still around? Do you know if he's still around?
I still see him occasionally on Facebook.
Okay.
I don't know if I've necessarily seen him in Transformers or if he's one of the many people that have changed usernames and...
Hang on. Universe mini poster original pencil art. We would like to thank and congratulate mmatere of our 2005 boards. He is the artist behind the Transformers Universe mini poster. He decided to show... Is this the debut of Marcelo Matere in news postings? I think it is.
Yeah, it'd be one of the earliest ones.
User mmatere. Later to become guy who does all the box art all the time. All right, then we'll end on Bill's Toys and Games monthly. We're gonna see so much Bill's Toys and Games going forward, aren't we? Marcelo was a 2005 board member. Like everybody at some point was there's a chance that Villivalo from him was a 2005 board member. And I'm not joking. I've talked about this before. We, in the early 2000s, had a user whose username was just Villivalo. And this was before Villivalo got big with him, his Infernal Majesty, the band. His user info matched where Villivalo would have been. His photos all seemed to be Villivalo. And he was really active for like 2 years and then just stopped posting one day. And then his Infernal Majesty really started to pick up. So there's either Villivalo was on TFW or an early... Oh, Valkai says he sent people CDs. They posted about it. Okay, because there was always this little chance that it was like when Villavalo was young and indie, maybe like a Villavalo super fan was on TFW as well, but is that less likely than it just being Villavalo and he happened to think Transformers were cool in like 2002? Anyway. 'Cause yeah, like the likelihood of it just being Villavalo I think is more likely than like someone knowing who he is pre him and you know. Oh, search his name on TFW. There's a thread still open of people talking about him. Like an old thread. Yeah, holy crap. I like his Infernal Majesty. I like him. It was not as much my thing now, but I was way into it in like the aughts. I played it a lot on Cape Radio. Anyway, Bill's Toys and Games monthly contest. We are finally open for business. We're starting a month. At the end of every month, we will randomly draw a person from the mailing list. Contact them privately. No purchase necessary. We're just going to send you a thing. The prize for November is a Binaltech smokescreen number 7. I guess this worked out for a while.
There were 2 different Binaltechs as well. Yeah, going through the horrible thread in the Toy Arc, asking if Bill Toys and Games is still active. It's seems like everybody had about the same experience. Right at the beginning, it was great, and then it was so, and then it was PayPal and credit card disputes.
Yeah. Sorry, Sideways117 asking if TFW is still pretty active. Yeah, it is. Like, somehow, it's one of the, like, handful of message boards that just now persists. Like, it just exists in perpetuity. It's an outlet for people to yell, you know? It's it's got old timers that are still in there, from years ago. I'm technically still posting there. I just only really post the podcast now. And yeah, they survive pretty happily on, you know, ads, posting news, changing with the times while still having a message board, you know, sort of a ceiling on it, but Valkai says we win it yelling. That it used to be our slogan.
Yeah.
That was our thing back in the aughts, when like pre-07. Our BotCon team catchphrase was we win it yelling. The third-party subforum is super active. So, like, you know, staff has changed a bunch. Some old staff still run things. Like, Tony still owns the site. You know, doesn't, like, come in and participate as much. And, yeah, Mock Tackle makes a good point. It's now more functional than Twitter.
Yes.
That's very true. It's also better moderated than Twitter.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're not if say you had a user who was heavy on Twitter, doesn't want to use Twitter anymore, doesn't want to jump to a Twitter like, doesn't know what Discord is, they might just head back to a message board, you know? Twitter was supposed to, and for a time had a safety team once. One of the first things that got thrown out a window in a bag by the current owner. Darkwing Spartan, I need to hang out with TF Fandom some more. I haven't in a while. You all seem pretty chill. I mean, TF Fandom, the thing is, it's so varied now that there is no kind of like global fandom experience. It's all about pockets. So like in this space, I try to maintain a kind of like chill tone. I have opinions. We get, you know, what's what I'm looking for? We get emotional, you know, about stuff we like and maybe dislike. But I try to maintain a kind of chill tone where it's like, it's never the end of the world. We're going to all make it through. Everything's fine. Some other parts of, you know, venues, you might run into more intense folks. You might also run into more chill folks. You kind of just have to cruise a little bit. Transformers Twitter right now isn't a place I'd say you want to hang out. It's
you can lop the word Transformers off of that.
Twitter is not a place I'd say you really want to hang out right now. It's usable, but it's usable now with caveats. Like, if there's a button that says show probable spam posts, don't click it, because there are good posts being buried in there. There's also potentially just porn or gore in there. There's also going to be, when you click on a Twitter thread, you won't see people who replied to it first. You'll see the blue checks who replied to it first, whom 60%, let's say, as a definite math, might be posting in bad faith, because they might still think they can make money by being engageable. Okay, Darkwing cut the Twitter cable a while ago. Yeah, it's. See, he's with Transformers fandom, you just kind of have to remember people that you get along with and just figure out where they are, and just kind of float along and be malleable, much like the franchise that we are enjoying as one of our hobbies, right? You have to be able to shift and change with the times and spaces, and then you'll have a decent time. Ronnie Lane, I literally got an ad today for a kid's book titled "The West is the Light." Hey, see, and that's what happens on Twitter if you're trying to use it heavily still. Yeah, caveats like you may get ads for white supremacy indoctrination for kids.
May does a lot of heavy lifting there.
It says 70% because there's a lot of just junk ads that might show up in there. Darkwing, that's really cool of you to say. Thank you. I just try to maintain a certain vibe. That's why the Discord has a coin slot on the door. It's not to make money. It's just that way we don't have randoms going like, let's all go in there and try to make people sad. Because then they got to pay $2 to do that once, and they're not gonna. I still check Twitter sometimes because like it's where I can look at gossip now. It's really easy to find gossip on there, but I have to know what I'm doing, right? I have to know, okay, I've looked at Twitter for 30 minutes. That's enough. I'm out. Because it's still real bad compared to even a year ago. Yeah. That'll do us, I think, for this stream, at least. We'll end on this Bill's Toys and Games monthly contest advert. So I'll know next time if I scrub back. I'll see this a lot, so that's the last thing we looked at. Aaron.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks for joining me. We might do another one of these before TFCon. Because we have a panel at TFCon about these streams. Right after Aaron Archer's panel, who should hang out after his panel. And then maybe when we get to the Orson's World slide, come on up and say, stop implying I was screaming.
Yeah.
I wasn't screaming.
I wasn't yelling. It was full-throated rage.
Aaron, I'll let you go because I know you got really important meetings in the mornings.
I don't. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. Today is the 4th of July, America's Independence Day, the better Independence Day.
Oh yeah,
not that fake one from the beginning of the month.
You got your Thursday.
And then I took Friday off because I needed to burn a bunch of vacation time so that I don't go over even before going to TFCon for a week.
Hey, we might be back on Friday with another news dive. I'll just put it out there. I'm not sure if we will, but we might. I always want to leave room just in case, like, Aaron's internet explodes or mine explodes or something. But, we might be back on Friday with another one of these.
LogosMinor with a decent idea there. Need a section labeled live chat for chat regulars.
That's not a bad idea. I thought about that, but the reason I haven't done it yet, I'm worried.
Because you don't have two monitors.
Yeah, because I'm not going to ever look at it during the chat. Because I don't have enough screen real estate. So I feel bad if there's a chat regulars tab in the Discord and then I just never look at it. But no, that's a good idea because that could be where you could post links too. Like if you say, hey, I put up a link, I could go look there and it won't get stuck in Van General. But that's a good idea. I'll make that, I think. I'm gonna turn the music on in a sec.
Yeah.
But Aaron, I'll talk to you later. We'll figure out something on Friday, possibly.
Yeah. I'd be more than happy to. Hopefully everybody here will come, and if I say, hey, you should donate to my Extra Life page, you donate to the right one.
Aaron, you got to make a QR code.
I have QR codes.
Oh. You should spam your link in the text chat while you're here.
The donor drive app will generate them for you. Just automatically. My page is slowly loading to get the thing to, if you'd like to donate.
I love it when Extra Life decides to load slow only when you're live streaming. It does that to me every time. I hate it.
Yeah. So there's my Extra Life link. I've yet to reach my goal. I still have 3 sets of 4 of my Andy Ruse Gaming Gang dice available. I have 6 slots, half-hour slots of on game day. You say, hey, this is a game. where I want you to play it for half an hour. If it's a free game or an inexpensive game, that's more than happy. I've had people then give me Steam codes to play some horrible games for a half an hour, and then I do it.
Just a quick shout out. Chris Carnage got MP Rhinox just now. So congrats, I'm jealous. Also, Timu saying Aaron should put those QR codes to his streams where he hypothetically does stuff. The hypothetical streams.
Yeah, I hypothetically stream, theoretically.
It's possible. It's in the realm of possibility.
Yeah. Well, a while ago when I started work from home, I had to remove my camera from my computer because of
security.
Security things. So I think that those things have been relaxed as they got better about siloing off their remote working software than the early versions of it.
One hopes, but also the phrase you just said made me want to shout, of course we assume they did this.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff can go sometimes.
Yeah.
Usually...
The IT guy slapped the top of the computer a couple times and said, yep, that's good.
One would assume most companies would have hired specialists for things like that in video calls and stuff in the early 2020s.
I assume Lockheed Martin has that on lock, but hey, we never know.
Or Heed or Martin. They might have had it on Heed.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, Aaron, I'll talk to you later. I'm going to do an outro for these folks.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll poke you on Friday, see how you're feeling.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. And I'm going to bail out of this little Discord call. There I go. Hey, you people. I'm going to turn the music on. I'm so out of... I got to roll back and check some Van General I didn't read now. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here it is. We get the hot, fresh, steppy steps down to 21. Oh, that's so loud in my ears still, though. Hey, thank you all for watching and enjoying, I hope enjoying that News Dive stream. We're going to, like I said, probably do another one on Friday. New Sam, what's up? You're here just in time to see me off safely. There'll be a VOD. But yeah, we're going to try to do at least one more of these on Friday, so that we are at least mostly through 2003 when we do our panel about doing these through 2003. We're not going to end at 2003. My plan remains the same. I want to try to do these, like, eventually all the way up until the debut of the podcast in 2008. At that point, I feel like I want to at least take a break from thinking about doing these. There's reasons that we could always do more, but the podcast is when I started to record myself talking about news, and it's a different set of memories at that point. So that's the long-term plan. But thank you all for hanging out through this. And yeah, I'll be around tomorrow. I might hop on to do a little Elden Ringing. I'm not sure yet, because also whenever I next do Elden Ring, we will be opening with the Omega Supreme Spicy Noodle Claw Adventure milestone that I did not do during the milestones catch-up. So that's going to be on the docket. And yeah, thanks to names Ronnie Lane and Darkwing Spartan for joining the V-Support membership on YouTube. And I will catch you all later. I don't have a macro to make that smooth. Later! The real Bill's Toys and Games was inside all of us. You are Bill's. You are Bill's. You are Bill's. You are Bill's. Hope you enjoyed the stream.
Let them come.